Hello, hello. This is Moon Goddess 777. I'm just up here testing this equipment. How is everybody doing on this Saturn's Day? Y'all see my little avatar? This is Moon Goddess. Support Maya's Temple of Healing and Unconditional Love. Contact Maya's Temple 777 at gmail.com. Cash out Wugog. $ Wugog. Yeah, I'm just testing this out. I'm learning how to put everything together. I've been having so much going on with relocating and everything. I'm trying to connect this camera and get my background going, get my green screen set up. It will not be just the avatar. We're just doing this right now because we're just setting everything up. And I got my assistant helping me, but it's kind of early where I'm at now, so not too early on a Saturday, but I got some other I got other software because I'm doing some other things besides just this. I got um other things popping off too. If anybody sees this down the road or years down the road or whatever, I'm just grateful because I started at humble beginnings, and I mean this may not seem like a lot to some people, but it is to me because I just started off like when I first started my channel and everything. Um, I was actually just starting out with the cell phone that I had, and I was in a small area in a small location and trying to trying to come out of being like shy, camera shy and stuff. I did the went on TV like national television a few years ago, but I was you know I was really like on some other stuff, like very angry. And I'm gonna do a reaction to that too. I'm gonna do my reaction to me actually being on the show and everything, and just got it on up to now. But yes, this is just a testing. This is just a test. A test panel broadcast or whatever. And like I said, I told y'all that I would be bringing people up and stuff, getting set up where I can do interviews and all this. I got some great things coming up. Yep. Yep. So it's just I'm just grateful. I mean, everything is not perfect, but it is good things happening. And the opposite polarities of the good, the bad. It's really, I guess there's really no good and bad. It's just balance. And that's what I'm still learning to do is balance out. Still learning to balance out. Let me know if you see this in the future. This is Moon Goddess 777. Support Maya's Temple of Healing and Unconditional Love. We are accepting donations. We are accepting volunteers. Cash App, Wugog. We got some upcoming events. It may take me a little time to do stuff, but I'm consistent because sometimes it's just me and the ancestors, or I'm not gonna say I do everything myself, but it's as I move along with things, that's when the help normally comes. But I guess we just up here freestyling. What y'all want to talk about? I let's see if I could add this string. Is that I'm just playing with this share screen. Mm-hmm. Hmm. What is this? Okay, my virus protection. This is what I've been looking at. Oh, I'm just gonna go over here. Hmm. Just learning how to maneuver this. Hmm. I guess I just better go to YouTube. See what happens. I ain't ready to leave site. So, mhm. So I needed to have it up there, I guess, before I shared the screen. Okay. Oh, hello, hello. Mic check. That's the pin. 1 second, 1 second. We're still here. Just playing with this. That's what I've been looking at on my phone. Let's see. I can't get enough. Here we go. Y'all seen this? I'm trying to get to the one I'm looking at now. Rise. I was looking for the one I'm looking at now. This is crazy. Here we go. Here we go. Uh, I know y'all can hear it. I'm looking at this is Pastor P, the Queen Maker. She Share screen. Okay. Let's see this where. Okay.
Because, baby, that's less work for you. Let them go be somebody else's problem. But listen to what he say even further.
Okay.
Say color because they all do the same thing. They all have the same attitude about cooking and all that. Listen, you ain't got to deal with any of that.
He ain't got to deal with it as if they ain't the problem. Forget what we got to deal with. You sitting up here wanting to be carried by a woman, and we ain't got to deal with all this.
I'm gonna go back to the beginning. I'm trying to pause it. Oh no. I'm going back. I'm in the wrong thing, y'all.
Private school tuition for Clarence Thomas's grandnephew.
This is not what I want to see.
Paid Ginny Thomas thousands of
I'm
dollars.
tripping.
Their histories,
Ginny Thomas grew up with Republican activism.
their influence,
The idea that I won't be told what to think just because of the color of my skin
No.
animated Clarence Thomas.
Overturning Roe versus Wade.
now Clarence and Ginny Thomas, politics,
Here we go.
power,
I'm going back
and
to
the
that.
Supreme Court.
So this is gonna be this is Moon Goddess 777. This is going to be Pastor P, the Queen Maker. I looked at her like several months ago, but honestly, I wasn't ready. But like this lady was on the Real Life Street Stars just a few days ago, and she was talking. She talks about she's like the female Kevin Samuels. Well, I didn't realize I've been a subscriber of hers, right? Like she is just you got to listen to her. Like she breaks it down. Like she is changing the game, and it's like happening like a wildfire now because she is really breaking the science down to me. And I mean, this is the stuff I say, and I do use science, but she goes into like depth, like deep with it, like. So I'm just gonna play some of it. This is long, but it's really interesting. Yeah, so I went back to the beginning. And I'm just up here. This is Moon Goddess 777. It's not about being a feminist. A lot of times when you start speaking the truth, people think that you're being a feminist and all this and that, but actually it's actually science.
And we're going to share with you the strategies on how you.
And I got
you
these
use
commercials.
your
I'm gonna have to
story
get past these
strategic-
commercials.
What? A woman being human?
This-
A woman existing in her total humanity and actually being free? You don't want a woman to be free, though, right? Being free is too much because you think you entitled to a woman's body. You think you entitled to her time. You think you entitled to her cooking. You want her to be obligated to you. So you don't want to put up with the fact that the laws are not created for the fact to make these women obligated to nothing. Right?
I'm not. And I would say if you do marry someone overseas, just stay over there. Don't bring them back here. You bring them back here, then the culture of America will rub off on your new wife, and then.
Folks, it is the 1st of June, which means Supreme Court decisions coming down.
I tell you, I'm
3
learning.
rulings were issued today by the
What
Supreme
this
Court. Let's go right to Ellie.
I be
Miskel,
looking at
Justice
some of his
correspondent
stuff too.
for The Nation, who can explain
And
to us exactly
excuse
what
me.
happened. Ellie, always glad to see you. Let's first start off with.
I don't know how to. You can tell I'm getting new to all this, so I'm just up here playing her. But I'm getting back to it. But the segment I'm about to show y'all is she talking about how this man is telling these guys to go over to the other countries and get a wife, but they don't even want to do what they do here, like provide and stay with their kids and help raise them. But I've been looking at it for a while, but this is just a small segment. I'm just playing around, trying to, when y'all come in the future and see this. This is Moon Goddess 777. I'm just coming from humble beginnings. I'm learning how to do this stuff.
And then you're gonna be back to
And
square
this is the part.
So don't
hear what she's talking about how the guy had said he couldn't find like the older women here. they're not dying. They're not caring about dying alone with a dog. They are actually not wanting to get married and move in with me, and because they want their freedom to travel and to enjoy their lives, you know, because after they being married, I guess, and they seen what they went through, plus their mothers and stuff. She's saying, not my words, but which I do agree. She's pretty much saying that they want you to get married to them to be a slave. That women don't need. I guess I need to change the title of this too. She's saying that women don't need to get married. It's for the benefit of men, but I'm gonna hide the chat replay. But I'm learning, and work with me. I'm showing everybody like that you can start from small beginnings. It's Moon Goddess 777. Support our organization. I'm up here just messing with my equipment. This is a test. But I was listening to the Queen Maker, Priscilla. So I decided to share it with y'all on my live. And I'm in the process. I'm setting up my studio. So, but she's talking about marriage and how this guy, man, went over there and married some Asian, like Filipino or Korean lady, and he ended up having a heart attack or a stroke because he wasn't taking care of himself. And she's like, you know, better for us because it's less headaches or whatever, because, you know, it's not anything good coming out of that. Lady doesn't look so happy having to take care of that black man, you know, and he admits that he hasn't been taking care of his health or whatever. So let's get back. Let's go and play it.
Don't go overseas and bring the woman back here, because that woman is going to get a taste of freedom and she going to be saying, Eddie, what have you done for me lately, Eddie? You don't love me anymore, Eddie. What have you done for me lately? Yeah, you don't want her to get a taste of freedom, because she's going to feel the same way that everybody else feels. So you need to keep her brainwashed. Stay over there in your brainwashed country so you don't know a different life. You don't know freedom. That's what he just said. Keep her over there so she don't know what freedom is. But let him tell it. He's exceptional. And he just like the rest of them. He just like the rest of them. I want to get y'all's word. I want to get your opinions. Call and let me know what you think about what we just dissected. Let me put the number on the screen because I want you to call in. And there's my Cash App. Hit the Cash App if you enjoy what I do. I'm looking for some callers. I want to hear what you got to say. All right. But this stuff been out, ladies. These articles have been out. While I'm waiting on somebody to call, I'm going to pull up another article for you. And I want to show you that there's a study out there that shows that mortality is a risk factor for men who live alone, not for women. Okay. This is something that has been out for a minute now. Let's see. All right. All right.
This is the one. She was on the Real Life Street Stars. This is Pastor P, Priscilla, the Queen Maker. I didn't realize, as I said before, I was subscribed to her. They were really pretty tough in that chat when I was on that chat a few months ago. But this lady she's like the female Kevin Samuels. She breaks it all down, the science of men, you know, and understanding what their purpose is in our lives, and you know why it's so difficult and everything for us to deal with each other. It's really more science that she, you know, breaks down. She goes past the religious fairy tale stuff and she just gets into the real science. then it's pretty interesting. Honestly, I mean, I listened to her on the Real Street Stars, and the things she was saying, it made a lot of sense. Her book is, I think, the 48 Laws of Power, and she has some other books called How to Really Love, and she's saying like, men aren't capable of like love, and that's what she's saying. And I'm just interested. Like, this is what I'm doing. I'm setting my studio up, and I'm listening, and it's making a lot of sense. And some of the things that she's talking about, I've experienced, and I can agree. Like with the marriage thing, I was saying that on my last live. Like, I don't ever think I'm not saying I won't ever be with a man or have a relationship, but as far as living with a man ever again in my life and getting married again, I'm not gonna swear on it, but I seriously doubt it. Because I was married. I want y'all to get to know me. I'm gonna be authentic. I was married for a very long time. I got married as a teenager, and like I said, I'm going to put my do my reaction to me. Actually, when I went through my divorce and the defamation thing I went through, it was on live TV, like millions of people. It's got like about close to 1 million viewers. A few years ago, everybody saw it. So, I'm just explaining like the pain I had to get through, the healing I had to get through, and get to the point where I am now. So I'm gonna play some more of this for you guys. And this is Priscilla P, Pastor P, the Queen Maker, and she is it's called The Rise. What is it? The Rise of the Single Lonely Man. She's saying like that it's all a fairy tale about we don't mind being alone because we don't really be alone because we have other women. And that's the point I want to make, is that women, we should stop being so divided, because what we really supposed to be doing is working together in the community to cultivate food, agriculture, and work with these children and take care of these kids and work as sisters in a coven. This system, this patriarch, and as you look on my community feed, you will see the things that I'm posting factual about how the women ruled, and the women were the cultivators of money and coins and minting coins, and the women were cultivating food. The patriarch influenced our men. The priests of Ammon were actually the mommy water priests, and when they rose up against the southern Egypt or whatever, when they rose up against the Sibyls and the mommy water priestesses and overthrew mommy water, which is the original god, is the Isis, the Black Diana. We call her Big Mama, Mama Water, Mama Universe, the Great Mother. That was the original god. When they overthrew her, they put up the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That was the patriarchy, So they made women feel weak. They made us feel that we had to depend on them. They made us feel that, and we were exploited. They exploited our bodies and our minds and spirit and made us insecure. And that's why, I understand Kevin Samuels, may he rest in peace, his point of view, because patriarchal society a woman does have to be a certain age. She does have to be a certain size. She do have to look a certain way, and she has to be a certain type of submissiveness to be accepted by their definition of a high value man. But from what this sister said, they're not really high value man. She said this is her saying, you can go back and look at Real Life Street Stars with Pastor P. She's gonna say it. It's not my saying. She said they're really high value pimps, because what it is they're actually, paying a woman to put up with their shit. But she's teaching women how to love themselves, and she's saying once you love yourself, that fairy tale religion shit, it don't even matter. So I'm gonna play some more of this, because this is what I'm looking at. But I went back to the beginning. Show chat replay.
All right. So here we go right here.
Are you looking to establish your business using an address other than your home? Well, at iPostal One, we can help.
If I get it.
So there we go. This is a research. This is research that was published in PubMed. Living alone is a risk factor for mortality in men, but not women, from the general population. A prospective cohort study. This was published in 2007. This has been a reality, ladies. It has been a reality. It ain't just started. Right? So that article, it only got attention because where the universe or where the world is shifting and women are really becoming aware, Kevin Samuel started the shit. He started the shit. Right? And now women have begun to awaken and they're really seeing that it's some bullshit. That's they really seeing that it's some bullshit. Here we go. We got a call.
Unknown caller.
Hello, who are we talking to?
Hey, how are you?
I'm excellent.
This is Louita.
Hey, Louita, how you
Always
doing?
Watching. I'm great. I just listening to everything makes me feel like I've been married a few times, and divorced. So I always wonder when I was in that relationship, why do I feel just like a tool? You know, I never felt like we're like a unit. It was always like I had this responsibility to kind of be a slave, just being honest. That's how I always felt. And everything you're talking about reiterates the whole job of a wife or whatever that is. And when I left, their whole world crumbled. The whole thing. So I was the glue, and I never felt that way while I was married. I never got that appreciation. I never got that understanding. I never got that take care of yourself. I honor you. You know, you're my treasure. You know, things like that.
Right.
And so everything you're saying is just like there was no one to talk to, because I would talk to people and everybody would just say, "Well, that's marriage, institution, prison. What is that?"
Right.
I'm not dealing. I have been the happiest ever these 9 months by myself. So, and I don't even. I'm with you. Like I don't see myself married again. I'm not against it, but I just think I don't want to go through. I mean, it took me. I'm 43, so I got married 19, several marriages. I don't want to have to go through another 10 years to just hope that someone might understand reciprocity.
Right. They won't. They're not. they won't. And that's why the material that I put out, the books, the courses, and all of that, it teaches women to see and get in tune with themselves and really understand and really come to the conclusion that men are not capable of love. They are not capable of love. And I can prove that over and over again. Right. Even with just listening to what we was listening to tonight. Nothing that he said had anything to do with valuing a woman, had nothing to do with actually loving that woman. Every single thing he told these men was to find a woman to use as a insurance policy for you.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear what she said? She said it. Did you get that? She said it. She said men are not capable of love. Like, I did not think about it like that, or never thought that. That kind of hit me like it, but it doesn't. She doesn't do it in a way that like it's not hateful. When I first saw her, I was thinking like, oh, months ago, and I just put together while I was watching. I watched the whole thing of her on what is it? The Real Street Stars. And she was really not teaching hate. She was basically keeping it real and speaking science, because like she said, a lot of times we so caught up into indoctrination and religion until you have to a lot of people live in illusion and a fantasy in a fairy tale world. Yeah, so we can get back to it.
Yourself.
Yeah, a tool. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I always felt like that, and I had no one ever explain to me certain things. You know, I had no real example of a good marriage. I mean, honestly, when I think about it, I thought I did, and then my girlfriend calls me and says, "I can't." She's been with him 20 years. I was like, well, she didn't talk about her relationship, but then she said, "Well, after 20 years, he's still verbally abusing her," and I'm like, "Man, 20 years he can't figure it out."
Wow.
Amazing. Yeah, this is what our generation is going through. And honestly, there may be hope in the younger ones, because a lot of these young men are like just chasing. And they're young. I'm like, I got a kid 8 years from you. I can't, no, not doing all that.
Right.
But there's certain things that I see that there might be a future.
Mm-hmm.
There might be something. There might be something, because they've seen enough. They've seen enough tragedy. So that's what I'm rooting for. The future.
Yes, indeed. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I love your work. I love everything you do. I'm always on supporting, telling people about you, and I'm taking your course. And everybody get her book. I loved it. I read it in like a few hours, because I'm just a reader. And I was just like, and it was an easy read, big bold print, came here fast. I wasn't too worried. I was like, no, I'm going to send my cash out right now. It'll be here. And it was like, I think like 2 or 3 days. It was here. I was like, yes. So everybody go out and get it. Check her out. I'm about to get on your course. And excited about all the work you do.
Thank you so much, Louita.
Yeah, you got it.
All right.
Keep up the work.
Thanks. Bye. Hello.
I'm really on there.
Yeah, you really on here.
Everything that you said is so true. About 32 years ago, I got married in Oakland, the dopest wedding ever at the Oakland Museum. I was supposed to be in Jet Magazine. I got married to him. We went to the Bahamas. I came back and I left his ass 6 weeks after. I just couldn't do it.
Oh wow!
And that was like a $30,000 wedding back in 1990. So there's over $120-something thousand now.
Right.
Oh no. Don't do it, sisters. Just don't. Love you, Queen. Take care.
Thank you. All right. Bye. She say she left 6 weeks later.
I know.
Oh goodness. Hey, who's speaking?
Hi, this is Naima Buckner.
Hey, Naima, how you doing?
Hi, Princella. How are you, love bug?
I'm fantastic.
That's good. Yeah, so I'm just calling because, you point out basically a lot of things that what we've seen over the manosphere, in the sense that with that article coming out, The Rise of Lonely Men, we tend to see these contradictions, right, unfolding, because when we come into the space of the man, the men say, oh, this is our voice. We haven't had a voice before. So basically, women were back down. So I've been in this space too, as well. And I've been a moderator on a lot of, men's channel and stuff like that. And they tell you, okay, well, basically, this is our voice. This is our opinions, and all these different things. So basically, we had to kind of acquiesce to their rules, right?
Right.
We had to follow behind them. But now we see that we're hearing them voice their opinion, right? Year after year after year. But we're like, wait, I hear your opinion, but what are the results? What are you actually really doing? All you're doing is complaining. You're not really having any resolution to the complaint.
Right.
So now we see that, no, you just want to complain either for your own gain or so on, or just for the sake of complaining. So women in our head, we're like, I've been here for 1, 2, 3 years. I see there's a complaint. Let me step back. So it don't really take long for us to kind of recognize, something, especially when we have other women such as yourself, kind of pulling the veil on these different things, unveiling this, like, listen, this is an issue. You got to think a little bit deeper into this.
Right.
And I appreciate you for this, So that's why I tune into you, and I really appreciate you, because in a sense, we need this unveiling, because we never had that, right?
Right.
Not from my mother, not from our aunties, not from our grandmoms, because they didn't even have it for themselves. So what you're doing is something kind of new age, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And this is new age for all women because we never really had this voice. So, we, even though women always had a voice because we're always opinionated, right? And then we always had women who went against the cusp.
Let me say something. I don't think this is new age. I just think this is something that's been coming and being prophesied by let me turn this echo down. I think this is something that's been coming for centuries and centuries and centuries and thousands of years. You know how the Dark Ages, when they destroyed in the Council of Nicaea, where they didn't want the truth put into the religious books and stuff, with Constantine and the Pope and the Christ that they put up and told us that it was, the lies they told us in the religious books in the Bible and stuff. This has been a long time coming. This has been prophesied by the oracles and the symbols of ancient and old times. They tried to hide all of this. This is no new age stuff. Everything is just going back to what it was. Like, it's going back to what it's supposed to be. Not trying to make it where not trying to make it seem like that, we're supposed to hate men. We're not supposed to hate men or women, because it's a lot of patriarchal women. I have dealt with a lot of patriarchal women. They're not aware of what they're doing. They're vessels that's being used to oppress other women. They do a lot of male worshiping, whether it's, I don't think the other it's worldwide, but it's bad in the Black indigenous community. The Black men worship. From what I see with a lot of the white women, especially in America, they are like really angry. Like, they're really fighting for their rights, and they really want to be like, they really feel like they should be making the same thing as the husband, and they really feel like they are owed for the oppression that's been done to them, because it's not just us as far as Black or indigenous women. Women have been oppressed for thousands and thousands of years worldwide. Like, it's not just, but it's bad. Like, it's for some reason, it's my opinion, I think it's worse with us, is because I think it's worse with our community is because we as women, we feel like we owe the men our lives. Like, a lot of us feel like we should sacrifice, like they've conditioned us to, stick by your man, and you're supposed to be ride or die, and you're supposed to hold your man down. And then I know they told me, like, when I was married, they were like, I stayed married for a long time because I didn't really believe in divorce, because I was in the Pentecostal holiness religion and they didn't believe in divorce. So I was taught that you only get married one time and that's it, and you do everything you can to make it work. You got to do a lot of forgiving and a lot of praying and fasting and all this stuff, and honestly, if the person is not ready to change, you can pray, you can fast, you can shave your head, you can be the perfect size, you can have the best cookies in the world, they can be tight and fresh, you can help them out, cook and clean and run bath water and all this and that, do all the freaky stuff in the bedroom. If somebody is not happy with themselves and they're fucked up, it's not going to matter. But we've been told that it's us, we're the problem. And we women have done that. We do this to other women. We as women, we shame other women when they're single women or they're single mothers or they got different babies. We not saying that the women are not accountable for the choices that they make. I'm not saying this to say, okay, I'm blaming everything on the man and it's all the man's fault, and women are, no, we haven't been taught how to vet a man like some other cultures. We have not been taught, how to choose. It has not been passed down because, they destroyed all of the elders and the knowledge, and they indoctrinated us to make us indoctrinated us into this religion and romanticize Disney World, riding off on a white horse type mentality, where we think, if I love him, then, it's going to work. And, we can put God in the mix, and, God is going to give me a good. No, Christ is a consciousness. I mean, you can pray all you want, but if that person, most of these marriages don't work because we're in the wrong like mindset about marriage and stuff. It's not, it's a business. Like, it's really not. It's really was for two families to come together for economic and political like purposes. It's really not for what they have brainwashed us to believe it is. That's why it's not working. And women were, had several suitors and husbands and stuff, and it won't. We have been we have been reduced to an animal state and an animal mindset of thinking that it's all about sex. It's not. That's the animalistic few minute versions of something. You really don't even need that when you are a man. And she's saying this in her other podcast. It's another podcast that she's talking about how the man that is really about something spiritually and has some value to offer is one that is disciplined and has learned how to channel that sexual energy into creativity to benefit the community and the people around him. Because other than that, you got a bunch of men, and it's women like that too. A lot of us have become in that and have dropped to that animalistic state because we didn't know no better, and we hadn't been taught to, tap into our feminine energy. We've been taught that, all our purpose is to find a husband and to have babies and to have a family, and if you're successful, if you get married, if you don't have a husband, then when really it's the opposite way around. And I came to realize this not because of somebody telling me, not because of being a feminist. I'm definitely not a feminist. I love men. I do. I love men, but I don't deal with men like I don't deal with, because most of the men that I come in contact with are caught up in the lower animal state of, just thinking with, the other part, then, or if they're not just thinking with the part of lust and sex, it's more so, what can I get out of this person? What can she benefit me? Like, it's like she said, when they operate in that animalistic state, and it's most of them, even the ones in spirituality, even the ones that's in that hotel stuff, it's not just the ones that's in church. It's the ones that's so supposed to be spiritual too. They're looking at a woman as what can I gain, and it's oppressive. It's they look. I mean, they really worldwide. Marriage is like slavery for majority of women. Married women are not happy, and I can say this because when I was married, I was never happy. Even when not because I'm a bitch or I'm just not satisfied, and it's hard. Even though I had some issues, I got married as a teenager, but I was not I was more happier when I got my divorce than when I was when I was separated, because it's like everything was on me. Even though I was married, I still had to work, which was fine. I mean, I don't mind I'm a person that I don't mind working and taking care of myself. I was always a woman to get my own hair done, my nails. If he wanted to, do it for me, that was fine. But I wasn't the type of woman that I expected to get married and for the man to fully take on all the responsibility, which had I had the sense that I had now, I would have made a better choice, but it still would have been some bullshit because I would have still in a patriarchal society, it's really not been, it would have been beneficial more so to him than to me. The woman is basically the one that deals with the kids and the cleaning and the cook. I mean, and you're going to do that anyway. Like, I don't mind doing those things, but I just don't want to feel like I'm somebody's slave and I'm having to do that. And while the guy is sitting around drinking a beer and looking at television, I'm working too, and I got to come home and cook and clean and take out the trash and all of that. I mean, that's some of the things I experienced, and I never thought that was fair. And a lot of times, we would get into arguments about him not helping out like he should with the kids and around the house and different little things like that. Because I'm like, I'm so tired. Like, sometimes I would be working and going to school, and I just needed a little help around the house, and I wasn't getting that. So I just saw no benefit. I was like, hell, I'm not paying for this shit. I'm not paying to get out of it. So I'm better off by myself. Like, he gonna have to pay for this divorce. And surely he did, because he needed somebody else to put up with his. No, I'm not trying to talk about nobody, but he needed somebody to put up with his shit. He can't make it out here alone because they looking for a mother. Even the ones that pay, you know what I'm saying, a lot, they looking for somebody to clean up their mess. Honestly, I'm just keeping it real, and it's no hate. But like I tell the young men in my family, you need to listen at this stuff so that you can know what to do to ascend to being that higher vibrational divine masculine that you need to be, and not like these majority of these men operating in a animalistic state where they preying on women, preying on weak-minded women, preying on desperate women. You know, even going over to these other countries to get women in third world countries that don't have a lot of finances, and they can't even get their basics. They can't even get their basic survival needs met as far as food, shelter, and clothing. Of course, they're gonna marry you. Of course, they're gonna think that that's something wonderful, and they don't have Social Security, as Pastor P said, in these other countries. So you have to take care of their families, and it's a lot cheaper. But I mean, I would feel pretty desperate as a man if I can't upgrade and I gotta go to another country to find a woman that's, you know, that's destitute to, you know. And then I'm gonna fast forward it to this part where this black man went over there and he had a stroke because he was older and he wasn't taking care of himself. And you see how unhappy this Asian woman looks. I'm gonna get to that part in a second. But I just thought I would share this because this is what I've been looking at.
Right, we always had that in our communities, but that was on a smaller scale, not on a larger scale. So those women, they were never the minority of voice. They were always, you know, I'm sorry, the majority voice. It was always the minority voice.
Right.
So with these platforms, you know, you're creating something that women can say, hey, let me reevaluate that. That makes sense. Because sometimes women, it will take time because women, it's hard for us to wake up to these different things. Mm-hmm. And some women will get it and some women will not get it. But at least if we keep hammering it in, then eventually it will all make sense, you know,
right.
in due time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Princella. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Hello. Who I got?
Hi, this is Divine Priestess.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I've been doing well. Just wanted to call in and let you know that everything that you've been saying is absolutely true. And then also, I don't know if you remember, but a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a week and a half ago, my dude was making comments on your show. His name was Jonathan.
Uh-huh.
And I told him, I said, you don't want to go up against her. Mm-hmm. But he wanted to do it anyway. And you pretty much cooked him. And, you know, now he's calling me Princella Jr., I hate men, this and that. And I said, no, I don't hate men. I just don't deal with the disrespect. So I just wanted to let you know that everything that you've been saying has truth behind it. Because they told me I have fibroids, and that's why it was hard for me to get pregnant, because he wanted to get me pregnant so bad. Mm-hmm. And you know, that he turned that in my face and was like, that's why you can't have no kids. That's why you can't have no babies, this and that. And I'm like, I never wanted to have no kids with you anyway. I actually prayed that I never got pregnant by you. So when you were talking about when women be in the hospital and they're not there for you, that's true. He only was calling just to find out if, you know, what's going on with me. But he really didn't care because he threw that up in my face today. Not that I was trying to have children with him.
Did y'all hear that? She said that's true. The lady that called in, she was saying that the guy was trying to get her pregnant. He was trying to come up against Priscilla, the queen maker, Pastor P. And then when he couldn't come up against her with her argument, because her argument is really scientific. Like she said, a lot of that religious Bible stuff is fairy tales for them to make themselves feel like they need to be worshipped, you know, the male god this and the male god that. No disrespect to anybody religion, but this is like factual. The religious books are very patriarchal and oppressive to women. All religions are basically. But the lady was just saying that the guy was trying to get her pregnant and she couldn't get pregnant, and she realized she had fibroids. And he was like, well, that's why you can't have any babies and blah, blah, blah. That's all they reduce us to, is being able to carry babies and stuff like that. Like, it's more, even his sister said, Pastor P, she said a 70-year-old woman got more power on her finger than a man do, even a younger man. You know what I'm saying? They reduce us down to breastfeeders and baby womb. You know, that's exactly what the some of these agendas are trying to do with some of these. I'm not saying that it's all people that's gay, because I know the old school gay people, it ain't nothing like what's going on now. But they try to reduce us down to just cis and chest suckers, and like, I mean, it's the same thing. The patriarchy, it's still the patriarchy, just in another form, where they trying to act like they want to be us, but it's really where they trying to replace the woman. Yeah. And they don't want you to even use the word woman. So like she was saying, that when you get sick, a lot of times that the man now I worked in the hospitals and stuff, and I seen this with my own eyes. This lady that called in said that when you get sick, a lot of times they won't stand by you. And I've been saying this since I seen this shit at the hospital that I worked at. Several big time hospitals all across the US. And I've seen this with my own eyes. I've seen them on their cell phones talking to other people while the woman in there suffering, and like she about half dead, and the man outside talking on the damn. And I'd be like, oh my God. I was thinking at that time I was still legally married. So I was like, is this what I'm gonna, if something happens and I'm sick or I need him to help me, would he? Then I thought back, I said, no, he gonna do me the same way, because it was times when I would even get a little cold. Me and the kids would have the flu, and they were babies, sometimes. And I noticed that he would have to work overtime, or he would try to rush out of the house when we were sick and stuff like that. So I saw what was coming. I was like, I cannot stay in something where, when he would get sick, I would have to, it's been times when he was sick, he was expecting me to bathe him and mother him and do all this stuff. But I saw at a very young age, like when I would get sick and stuff, I had no support, shit. It don't take me long to figure it out. But like she said, a lot of times when the women get sick, they get divorced and stuff. Now, I seen the white men, the other cultures being there, taking out the catheters out. I had to take I was supposed to take a catheter out of one patient, and the husband said, oh, no, I got it. I'll take the two. I was like, oh, that right there threw me, because I'm like, I ain't never seen no brother act like that. Now, I ain't saying that this just, but it seemed like some of the other cultures, they got some shit with them too, because they the one started, not the specific white people we see every day, but and I believe that a lot of these people that look like us are part of that process, part of that patriarchy. It's all skin folk ain't kin folk. But I'm saying it just threw me how I seen that man ready to take out that catheter, and that lady, she was like laying there really sick, and her husband was like, oh, I got it, you don't have to take it out. And I seen this other man, the woman was in the hospital, she was half dead. I like I said, I've worked at several hospitals. This is Pastor P. She up here discussing at this part, the lady was talking about how she had fibroids and she couldn't have a baby. And the guy was telling her, that's why you can't have a baby. We just reduced down to, and that baby carriers, they want to call us. We can't say breastfeeding no more. You gotta say chest suckers or whatever. It's terrible. But I've seen it with my own eyes, so I'm just saying that it's some truth to that. And when I got sick myself, I have been not just with the flu, but I had some situations where I was in the hospital years ago, and this person that I had been with, I was there for them. Like every time even when we was not together and they got sick, I was there. When I got sick, and it's rarely that I would get sick, but when I got sick, they pretty much, I know they was upset with me because we had a big falling out, and we had a big thing on TV and stuff like that. And he was very patriarchal. He always felt like he's supposed to overpower and win over me and this and that. But he didn't have the outcome that he wanted off of television. So when I got sick, it was after the TV show that we went on or whatever. And I didn't actually I didn't instigate it. I was gonna keep the shit off TV, but he wanted to go on TV, so I was like, "Oh, bring it, shit! I got all my receipts." So when it didn't work out in his favor, you know how it is, because in their minds we're considered to be like nothing anyway. So when I went on TV and it didn't work out in his favor or whatever, and I'm gonna do a reaction. I'm gonna do a reaction to it. I'm gonna show y'all. But I got sick. Now this is, mind you, we got kids together, and I've been there for this person. Like they've been like having issues with breaking body parts, and had something with a blood clot. They're very young. Like they're getting sick very young. That's why I try to tell the young men in my family, this is not a term of endearment for you. This is not something to make you give up. You got to research what these older guys have done wrong, and you can overcome this. Like I was saying earlier, you have to take that sexual energy that y'all have, and you have to transmute it and use that for your creative power. Once you guys even the women, once you get control over that lower self, I'm not up here trying to be like, oh, I want to hate all men and oh, it's over, the men ain't shit. No, I'm trying to tell you it's a way for it. I'm saying, I'm not saying that to throw all the men in the trash can. I'm trying to tell the men that if you will go within and work on you, you can become a high value man. And it's not about the money. It's not about the Lamborghini. It's not about the rap career and all the bitches you can get with the big booties and the small waists and stuff. What does that matter when you're dealing with people that probably want to get rid of you? Like they don't really care about you like that. It's about you going within and facing the truth. The truth is not going to be pretty. I mean, don't no man want to think about it. If you're a man and you've been worshiped all your life, and you've been hearing like, oh, you're God and you're better than a woman, and we're supposed to submit to you, and we're supposed to worship you, and you're the king, God is a man. Of course, it's not going to be a good feeling when you realize that y'all have been lied to. I mean, y'all have been lied to too. It's not just the women that are victims, the men are victims too. I'm looking at it from that point of view. The men have been lied to also. The regular average guy don't know that it's a bunch of lies in these religions, and the indoctrination has fucked us all up, and it has oppressed us all. Yeah, it looks like the men are benefiting, but the men really aren't benefiting from oppressing the women because of the curses. That's where a lot of the curses come from. The curses are not that we turned our back on Father God. We turned our back on the divine feminine, Mother God, Big Mama, Mama Water, Isis. That's the curse. If you're a man and you want to save yourself and you want to rise up to your divine masculine, I could tell you what you can do. You can actually go within, face yourself, take accountability, find out the truth, and don't run from the truth. Heal yourself. Balance, let that ego go. Let it go. Because if you hold on to it in this energy now, you're not going to make it. Like, you're not going to win. I'm not saying that you just got to be like, we treat y'all any kind of way, but you gotta know your place. Like, we know our place. Like, we've been raped. We have been in prison. Women, do you realize that they took it out of history what they done to us? Do you realize that it's been hidden? The trials, the witch hunts. All the woman had to do was be working in a garden with flowers, and they would burn them in. Oh, I'm telling you, it's real. Like, and it's over for that. Big Mama is not playing. The divine feminine has risen, and yeah, the reason why men having a hard time because they're not. We as a society, this patriarchal society, put too much on men anyway. Men are not supposed to be doing. I even said this a long time ago. All this stuff they got men doing and trying to do, and all this burden and they're not supposed to be doing all that. We supposed to be doing that, and y'all supposed to be following us because it's too. Think about it. It's too much. Look at the work. Look at the mess the world is in now with men running it. They don't fucked everything up because fire has to be controlled. You know what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it real. Like, it's not all on y'all. Like, it's not a term of endearment. it's hope for the men. I'm gonna say it again. It's hope if you would learn how to control your lower lustful beast desires and become that high value man, become that man of value and a purpose. But it takes a lot of work. It's not an easy thing. It's a lot of work, because it was a lot of work for me, and I'm a woman, because I had to learn how to rise from my pettiness, from my lower self, my lower desire. I had to do a lot of work on me. So I know it's probably even harder for a man. But like I was telling some men that I know, I was like, you halfway there, because you're not, unless from what I see, these guys are not controlled by their sexual desires and stuff like that. It seemed like they got discipline and self-control. So I'm like, it's not the end for you. You need to learn how to, instead of being sexually frustrated, you need to take that energy and transmute it into creativity. That's how you become a high value man. All that money, having money, yeah, that's good in this fake ass matrix, but that don't make you know, like she said, that make you a high value pimp. Yeah, so I'll play some more of this.
Really didn't, but just the fact that he threw that up in my face,
Right?
You know, so it's just the whole disrespect thing, and he can't stand you. He cannot stand you at all.
Oh, he can't stand me.
And he don't like me listening to you. I don't really give a damn. He can't tell me what I can and can't do, because
you know what, you ain't the only woman. Another woman sent me a message to let me know that her dude told her that if she kept listening to me,
if you can hear me, put a 1 in the chat, leave a comment below.
Be together, and she told
whenever
him
y'all
to go ahead
watch
and go.
this, leave a
and
comment.
then when she told him to go, that's when he came back to her with flowers and stuff. See, they know I know what the fuck I'm doing. They know I know what I'm talking about, and they scared. They scared.
I got some more stuff to do to my background and all that. Like I said, I'm waiting for my other stuff to come.
So he gonna put up on our Instagram. He started posting this girl named Angie Fly, and she telling women to be more submissive, do what your man tells you to do, and that's what he's been. I listen to her. She's keeping it real. Y'all need to be listening to this woman about the nuclear family, keeping a man in the home, and all this and that. And his mindset is trash now, and I'm starting to see it for what it is. So I just wanted to let you know that was my dude that was making comments about a week ago. And you told him he gets sympathy pussy, and I started laughing because I don't sleep with him. I don't, because I found out he was sleeping with his baby mom. It's a whole story. I ain't gonna get into it, but I don't deal with him on that level. So hey, I just want to let you know that you are out here speaking the truth, and I appreciate it for real, and keep doing it, because I ain't gonna stop listening and supporting at all.
Thank you.
Need this.
Thank you so much.
All right. Have a good night.
You too. Bye. Hello, who I got?
Hello, Princella. My name is Dana.
Hey, Dana.
How are you?
Exactly. I'm excellent.
Yes, you are. And I'm so grateful I caught you live.
Yes.
I am subscribed to you. I found you on TikTok. I was able to get through on your call, I think maybe like 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
So just listening to the women's comments, I'm making myself get used to calling in to conversing with you, because it is beyond empowering for me. I made a statement. I want to say real quick. I had made a statement that I was older than you. It didn't have anything to do with like age and wisdom or nothing like that. It was more of a light bulb moment for me, because I'm so grateful that you are younger than us, and you are blasting. You are like you have put men on blast, and it was like in between my wave of I was married, and I've been doing like inner child work and stuff to realize why I kept attracting all these different relationships that were not healthy, but it like silenced me. I became silenced through dealing with the stuff that I was dealing with, not trying to play victim, because now I've become more aware about a lot of things, but I from the moment I saw you, I saw me in you, and I not putting your astrological stuff on air and all of that. I was like, she's a fucking Capricorn. And then you, and I saw another video of you, and I think her name is Lil D. Somebody. So that video blew it up even more. I saw your strength even more. I was like, she's so freaking focused. When you played the cusp thing, I was like, yeah, she's a freaking Aquarian. She's so detached, but dead on center, on point. You are, you lighten us up, and I just want to express my gratitude for it, and I'm glad you're here to do it. I'm on it. I'm on it. I have my books. I purchased my course. I haven't finished reading my book. It's like I didn't know what to expect, but it is a very easy read, but I'm like not taking the easy for granted. So I'm taking my time going through it. I had to go print out my workbook last week. So
Yeah, I think it's a great thing what she's doing. And when y'all comment and let me know what you think about my volume. Because I really am testing this out. I've thought about it, but I wasn't actually planning to put this all up here. But let me know what you think about the volume and stuff like that. When you comment in the chat and let me know what you think about my volume and different things. And give me your opinion or whatever. Because like I said, I'm coming from humble beginnings. I started out in my little place in the area where I used to live, and then I upgraded, and now I'm here where I'm actually, really up doing my studio, and I'm grateful. Like, it's a lot of things going on, but it's some good things going on. So, hey, it's life. A lot of times we are naturally inclined as humans to not to want to go through anything, but that's life, I mean, hey, got to balance out the good, the bad, the ugly, the negative. What is it? The higher vibrations, the lower vibrations, and all that. But yeah, comment in the chat. Let me know what y'all think about my volume. Let me think if you can hear me talking. What you think about my avatar. What do you want to see some more of this? Me doing a reaction to these different things and stuff, and Pastor P. And what do y'all think about her? Does anybody watch her that's gonna come on and see this? Do y'all look at her, and would you like to do some discussions on her on what she's talking about? Would you ladies or guys like to join my panel? Because I got it where y'all can come up and we can have a chatty chat. We can get on fire about this stuff, and give our honest opinions of what y'all think. It's not a bite. It wouldn't be a biased panel or even a biased chat where I would be it would be balanced, where everybody can state how they feel and just be respectful. Because I'm not. I've been arguing with people, indigenous Black people, all my life. I'm not trying to get up here and have a baddies, Zeus network or arguing and disrespect. And I ain't with that. We can speak honestly and speak our peace and our mind, but in a respectable way. I'm not with all that. I noticed a lot of the Black sector of YouTube is based off of drama. I'm not here for that. All that arguing and people trying to control people in the chat. We ain't doing none of that. And you can't, you got to be talking about a religion, or if you wanted to talk about, we ain't converting nobody. I do what I do. You do what you do. And people let people be them authentic selves. I ain't trying to oppress them, because that's what we do a lot of times as women. We oppress other women. We do. We try to shut them up. I was talking to a neighbor the other day, and the friend was trying to tell me not to say. I said, "Oh, you can't tell me not to say what I'm going to say. I'm going to speak my piece. You don't have that type of authority to keep me from saying what I want to say out of my daggone throat chakra, okay? You ain't got that kind of power, straight like that. Don't even do that to yourself. Don't do yourself like that. And I ain't saying don't do me like that. Don't do yourself like that. Because when a lot of times when I speak, I'm not just rambling on like blah blah blah. No, I'm speaking from from within. Yeah. So let me know what y'all think. This is Mayat's Temple up here too. We taking selling donations and volunteers, and you want to contact us, got the information. Mayat's Temple 777@gmail.com. Cash App Wugod. That's also on my other organization that I've been talking about. Yeah, it has a really deep meaning and everything. So yeah, let me know what y'all think. Comment in the chat when y'all watch this for the replay. Comment, let me know what you think. Can you hear me? Do you want to talk some more about Pastor P and what she's saying about how men are not capable of love? And yeah, so we're gonna listen to some more of this, I guess. And I'm learning.
Oh, I'm keeping steady. I'm keeping up to speed with this. And I just wanted to thank you again. And I get so excited watching and listening to you because you're thorough and you're on point. It's nothing that you're telling that's a lie. And I wish I could scream it with you. But instead of me screaming right now, I'm just going to take this ride with you. And when it's time for me to let off, I'm letting off.
That's wonderful. I'm so thankful. I'm thankful that you found me. I'm thankful that you took your healing and your life seriously enough to allow me to lead you to where you want to go.
I'm doing it. And I, again, thank you. The gratitude is immense for what you're doing. Keep up your excellent work, Princella.
Thank you so much.
Yes, you're welcome. Have a great evening.
You too.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
All right. I know we got some callers calling in. Y'all can call in again. I didn't had to decline a couple of them because this is my cell phone, so I can only
cycling through the same generational thing when it comes to men and like giving our power away. And I have a 16-year-old son, and I wish I would have known about this sooner so that I could.
I'm just fast forwarding this a little bit because I'm trying to get to the part about the guy that got sick, the older guy or whatever. Okay.
Kind of bring him up better. I know it's not too late, but I just want to tell you, like, you out here changing lives, giving us so much hope, and I just appreciate you so much. And so I just want to share that.
Thank you so much. I surely appreciate you for calling and telling me that.
All right.
Thank you. All right. Hello. Hey, you really low. I can't hear you.
About that. This is how you doing, Princella?
I'm excellent. How you doing?
Yes, John and Marie here. Thank you so much for everything you do. Hello to everyone. I just wanted to say thanks because I've been on this journey for a while. I'm going on my second divorce to the same man. We tried it again, and of course, same things there. And we give people chances. It's not working out. It wasn't really like a bad breakup, but we just really sat down and said it's not working.
Right.
And we're okay with that. We're doing better. And then I decided to just really focus back on me. Our children are grown now. We have grandchildren, and I'm not in he's like, well, you want to be with someone else? No, I just want to pick back up the things that I did. And, when I stumbled across you on TikTok, some of the stuff is hilarious. It really is. But when they say it's a serious joke,
yeah,
I've really listened to what you said, and it really just affirmed all these pieces that I had. And I'm like, I know I'm on the right track, but I'm doing something wrong. So I'm very grateful for you because I was like, this woman is really talking about the things that I have questions about, but just couldn't find the answers. And if you just keep going, you found it. So I'm really excited. I just purchased your book. So I'm like, when is it going to get here? Every day I'm looking at the mailbox. And in the meantime, I'm listening. So I'm very excited, and I wanted to say thank you. You know, going into my 50s now, I don't feel the burden of, oh my gosh, something is wrong with me. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm where I need to be, and I'm doing what I need to be. So thank you for that. And I'm also grateful that you're not like totally bashing them. Like, if you want to be around them, you can. You just have to change your perspective. Right. So I think that's really key. That makes it very different. And you know, you are the queen maker, and that is what really set one of the many things that sets you apart. So thank you so much for that, and for just being welcoming and caring about us. And I like wholeheartedly support you, and I can't wait till after finishing the book to get your course and have you know, the one-on-one, the coaching, so I can unlock some other areas.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
All right, take care. Bye, everyone.
I love these calls. I love the fact that I'm changing people's lives for real. And I'm even more thankful that random people who never seen me before, stop as I do my lives. That's why I like TikTok. Because as I'm doing my lives, it's people who are
unknown caller,
new, and they stop and they listen to me and they sit there and then they come over to YouTube. Right. So this is whatever I'm doing on TikTok must be very powerful for these people to leave TikTok, come over here on YouTube, and then call in, you know. And so I really appreciate those extra steps, because it just gives me fuel to continue to do what I'm doing. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi.
Who am I speaking with?
Oh, this is Wasabi.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right. This is Priscilla?
Yes.
Oh, hi. Yeah. I wanted to say, I'm a lesbian. I always had a feeling that there was someone right with them dudes.
Mm-hmm.
I just had a feeling like, I couldn't put my finger on, like I couldn't explain it in a word. But, I just want to say, I'm just love to watch the rise of the divine feminine. And it's the time, the shift going on right now. It's time for us to get in our throne and bounce up. You hear me?
Yeah, absolutely, for real.
Yeah, it's that time. You can see this shift.
Yeah, it's evident. It's evident.
Excuse me. Y'all heard what she said. Said she was a lesbian. I am not a lesbian. I don't have nothing against the LGBTQ or whatever people do in their bedroom. Is not any of my business, but I'm not a lesbian. I do like men at this time, but did you hear when the lesbian said that she always thought it was something wrong with them dudes? I'm just laughing at that. That's crazy. It was wild.
And that's why this is my theory on Kevin Samuels. I'm gonna be honest. I think Kevin Samuels had a divine purpose to ignite the change, and that's why he ain't here no more. Because his divine purpose was fulfilled. He wasn't needed no more. And ever since
he wasn't gonna be able to stand up against you.
Oh no, he wasn't gonna be able to take me. No. I was
he wasn't even gonna go, he wasn't even gonna try.
No, but see, you know what? People would start to see the rise, and they was gonna demand that me and him spoke. And that was the game, because I wasn't gonna call into his show. No, I'm gonna make the people ask for us to talk. That's what, and I was building up that momentum. It would have got there, but he checked out too soon.
This shit deep. Hey, you know when they say in the rapture in the Bible,
the
rapture, I think like either you gonna rise. I don't think it's how. I think you gotta read, like, you know what I'm saying. It ain't saying exactly. You gotta be able to like use your discernment. I think you gonna either rise, or you gonna go to the fifth. You gonna go to another dimension, or you gonna get left behind.
Yeah,
I think that's what's going on right now.
I think that's his. I agree with you. I'm in total agreement with you. And if they don't get up, which they ain't, because they seem like they want to stay. They seem like they want to stay in the lowest of the lowest nature. I'm like this. Hey, queens, we going to the top of the pyramid. We going to the top of the mountain. If they want to stay at the bottom, let them stay.
Y'all, she is not lying. She is not lying about that. You notice how it seemed like the men, for the most part, they just want to stay where they are. They don't want to do the work as far as doing the spiritual work, the physical, and working on their traumas and trying to figure out what the truth is. It's just a lot of complaining and a lot of blaming the women and blaming the mothers and the this and that in society. So she said that's what they feel like. That's what the rapture is. That a lot of them don't. I mean, from what I see, it's just like they done gave up, and it's sad because when you love people, and we all have a lot of men in our lives that we love, even family members. And that's what I was saying on her panel. Excuse me, several months ago. I was like, y'all know we got men that's family members, dads and uncles and children, but we cannot be partial. If they're not ready to change, they're gonna have to be left behind on the wayside. It's sad as hell. It's sad, and the big mama's not gonna. The divine feminine is not gonna show partiality towards me or mine either. If the women don't rise up, and the women that's patriarchal, if they don't let that patriarchal mentality go, they're gonna be left behind too. And we got a lot of patriarchal Black women, indigenous women. The baby boomers, even the younger ones, they just, oh, you need to submit to a man, and teaching these girls and stuff and these ladies that you supposed to be still serving and all that. Yeah, no, man, no. It's not. We got value too as women, so it's sad that it's like a lot of them are going to be left behind. They're gonna be left by the wayside, and as much as it hurts, it is what it is. It's a sad thing if they won't let them lower natures go, them lustful, animalistic, thinking that they with their ego and thinking with the phallus, okay. And thinking that they gotta control and rule. You got some men that they ain't in charge, then they don't give it ain't right. If they ain't running it and they don't have the money and the power, they just unhappy because they been told them lies that they supposed to be leading. Leading what? You can't even handle your own emotions, so how in the hell you gonna lead anything? I don't know. And I don't just think it's because they've been raised by women. I don't, because the men been fucked up for a long time. And the women are too, but they don't fuck that. Yeah, I don't know, child. Let's play.
Hey there, let us go. Don't worry about what they doing. Boys will be boys. Let them be whatever they're gonna be.
They need to get off our throne anyway.
Yeah,
they need to get off our.
What y'all think though? Put it in the chat. Comment in the chat when you watch this. Comment and let me know what you think about what Pastor P is saying and what the callers are saying about the rapture and how they think the rapture is going to be, where people going to be in another dimension and people going to be left behind. I know I've been saying that you see a lot of breakdowns coming in with a lot of the men and the women and stuff where they just feeling like they want to get rid of themselves and delete themselves, and a lot of anger and misery and just hopelessness. Like, I guess it has to be destroyed before it can be rebuilt. And I pulled a card. I pulled that despair and disappointment card. So it's like it's got to be broken down, as a whole or whatever, before it can be rebuilt. Yeah.
All right, love. I love what you're doing and everything else.
But I pulled a lot of other good cards about protection from the mother.
I just love just watching you build your
aspects of ISIS.
It's beautiful.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right.
Bye-bye. I love it. Thank y'all so much for sending a lot of the information and a lot of the thanks, everything that you're saying. I appreciate it, because I'm dedicating my life to this. I'm dedicating all my energy to this. And when I get out of this truck, I'm going to be able to do so much more, but this is definitely the beginning, and you can see where we're going with this, right? See, and so I want to kind of bring y'all into how I process information, right? I want you to start hearing people speak what they really saying, right? And so that's why I wanted to play Phil's show tonight. I wanted to play it because I wanted you to hear exactly what he was saying, not what it sounded like he was saying, like it was a good message, because it wasn't. Not for you. Exactly what he was saying is, brothers, get you a woman that you can use for an insurance policy. I wanted you to hear that, because that's exactly what he was saying. And that's exactly how these men see you all over the world. And since that's how they see you, ladies, then this is going to help you change how you deal with them. I teach you, if you haven't gone to my website, PrincellaTheQueenMaker.com, go there. Get my book called The 5 Components of Love. The 5 Components of Love, this is a book that I have written. And this book breaks down love in a way that you have never heard love broken down. Love is not as mystical as you think it is. Love is very practical. And you can see it, you can understand it, and it is very easy to see. But they would like you to believe that love is something that you cannot explain. They want you to believe that love is something you can feel. And that's none of that is true.
Wow.
None of that is true. So you want to go ahead. I should be restocked tomorrow. My book should be here, and they'll be back. Once you understand what love is, right? This is what love is. This book I'm here, this is the truth about love. I have another.
Wow, did you hear that? And she got a point about love and how, people really don't know what love is. This lady got the same, we got some of the same names, last name. It's cool. Okay. But yeah, she's right. A lot of times we think love is what we're doing when it's really not. Real love is you got everything you need and you don't need nothing in return from anybody. And we don't really know what love is. Like, none of us do. Like, even a woman, even we loving somebody and expecting them to give us something, that's not even real love. You got to love yourself and be whole from within. And then you choose to be with somebody, not just because of what they can give you, but it's because, you just want their company and want to rise and enjoy them. As far as, don't even have to be, like she said, it don't even have to be a sexual relationship. It can just be companionship. Don't have to always be sexual. We such low vibrational thinkers,
Book, which is a workbook that accompanies this, and it teaches you and it walks you through how to apply love to the self, right? I don't say self-love. And the reason I don't say self-love is because a bunch of people don't know what love is. 99% of the people talking about love don't have a clue what it is.
Yeah, you see, that's what I'm all about. Maya's Temple of Healing and Unconditional Love. Maya's Temple. Support our organization. Like, subscribe, and share. Comment in the chat. Let me know what you think. If you can hear me. This was supposed to be just a test stream. We'll be back up here later once we finish setting up. But we are live now. And we're doing a reaction to Pastor P, Princella the Queenmaker. And we at right now at this point in the video, we're talking about love, what love really is. I always said people really, she said 99% of the people don't know, and I agree. They don't know how to love. They don't know what real love is. We really been taught wrong. It's not about wanting, it's about being whole within yourself and not needing anything from anybody.
So once you learn that all love is
that's why we don't need to be falling in love. We need to be rising in love. That's the wrong statement. Falling in love. We need to be rising in love. Yes.
The same. You love your car the same way that you love a dog. You love your dog the same way that you love another person. You love a person the same way that you love a hobby. All love is the exact same. So you apply the love to the self. It's an application. That's why I don't say self-love. You apply this to the self. And the course that goes along with it, it walks you through
Unknown caller.
the workbook. Let's see who we got here. Oh, well, I don't know who that was. I don't know who that was. Maybe the people upstairs figured out my phone number and was calling, right? If you didn't see this from the beginning, you understand I came to the show late because we had some, thuggery going on. There was some thug shit going on, right? Yes, Mary, you do need to purchase the course. Everybody who got the book, y'all need to have the whole thing, the course and the workbook. Hello, who am I speaking with?
Hi, my name is T. How are you?
I'm excellent. How you doing?
I'm good. I was actually calling in because I'm fairly new to your channel and your TikTok. I wanted to test out your theories on man. And so I was talking to my ex, and I was kind of explaining to him some of the things that you say. And on his own, he agreed that men will in fact do some things just because that was already in their nature, like that was their personality.
Mm-hmm.
He's loyal, so he did this for you, he kept his word, blah, blah, blah. It was just in his nature.
Right.
So after
I would be my mama is passed, and I feel like I would be disappointed in my mama letting a man define me, like in any aspect, because I used to get mad at her when I used to talk to her, and I used to be like, Mama, like, why don't we just go somewhere together, right? And she would be like, oh no, men, because I'm from Beaumont. So when I saw the 832 number, I started hollering. Like I literally started hollering. I'm like, she is something.
Yeah.
Right. And so I was screaming. I was like, oh my God, because I was telling my mama all the time, I'm like, why don't you try meeting men outside of the church? Because she grew up after she got divorced, she was like all up in the church.
Mm-hmm.
She told me, she was like, nobody, she felt like she was wrong being a single parent. Like God had turned his back on her for failing her marriage. And I was like, Mama, no, what if not everybody's perfect? And what if you chose the wrong dude? Like what if it's not even about God? It's really about your choices, because at the end of the day, you can't take how you feel into the bank and pay bills with that. So if you had somebody get into it with you, want to control you, dominate you, and then walk away from you because you cared more about your well-being than he did,
right,
it sounds like you're a bigger man than him.
Right.
So I just used to be so upset with her because I felt like she tolerated so much from her family. Like my mama was like my best friend. Like when it was getting towards the end, she had got cancer, and I just felt like that was my chance. I just wanted to get to know her. And my mama opened up to me. And it was really funny because she had got like a tracheostomy, which means that she had got a tooth put in her throat. And so she had lost her voice. And so she would have to write on the board to talk to other people. But my mama taught me how to read lips as a little kid. And that's why I say, like, I love God. And that's why I love my mama and I honor her and all that. And so I felt like that was my chance to really just get to know her. Like, because I was like, so we basically just developed a heavy connection. And I used to ask her, like, if there's anything you could have done different, what would you have done? And she was like, I would have loved myself more. Right. And so I didn't think, at the time I was like 19 when she passed. I didn't think, I'm 24 now. At the time, it had never occurred to me to ask her to define that. So I catch myself in a relationship with someone that's older, and I'm wondering why it's not working. Right. Then I go and I find out that he's dating somebody else. Then I go and I find out he's married, and that was last summer.
So this the one that got stuck with me right here.
I was like, what? Because basically we're out, and I'm telling him, like, I lost weight. I'm looking nicer now. I want to be able to go out. I want to go to nicer places. He was like, if I wanted,
listen, y'all.
I forgot how he said it, but he was basically like, if I wanted a girl with class, I would stay home. And that's how I found out he was married. Because right when he said it, he looked at me like, yeah, I know I fucked up. Right.
Did y'all hear that? The caller said she didn't know she was messing with a married man, and she had got herself together, had lost weight or whatever, and became, I guess, in her eyes or whatever, the eyes of the patriarchy, more desirable, which ain't nothing wrong with that. It's healthy. Some small people is not even healthy. Maybe Jackie O, rest in peace. DC Young Flies, baby mother. That was a beautiful, beautiful woman, a beautiful, very beautiful lady. I looked at her astrological chart. She was a very phenomenal woman based off of her chart. She had a lot of Scorpio placements and stuff, and Capricorn and Pluto energy. So I pray that it wasn't, it could have been not like a sacrifice with the, the Illuminati. It could have been like the universe making an example of that we need to start embracing and loving ourselves. I'm gonna get back to the subject, but for some reason in 2019, I'm gonna wig it up, weave it up. I ain't gonna say sandals, but I do like sandals. But I wear my natural hair. When I was wearing wigs, I had started taking care of my natural hair. But years before that, I was so insecure and stuff. I didn't like to see my hair without the weave and the wigs and stuff. And that was from within, insecurity and all that. And I would always be glamour girl and with them, the glamour look, because I was into the music industry and writing and singing and all that type of stuff, modeling, whatever, a little bit. And I was always into my looks and stuff. It's nothing wrong with that. But I got tired and I decided to love my natural self, and I started to show the world my natural self. And I was taking care of my natural hair since I went to this city, and the Dominican ladies, Black Dominican girls, taught me how to do my hair, my natural hair, using fruits essence and the natural fruits and herb essences and stuff like that. So our mothers didn't know that we weren't supposed to be using chemicals and relaxers and all that in our hair. Our mothers didn't know that. Even Madam C. Walker didn't know that. I don't think she did. They was just trying to find a quick fix to getting back to work and the whatever they had them going through with this Jim Crow era slavery, and they had it work. And once the industrialization hit, my mom and them, they didn't have time to be pressing our hair and all that stuff, which that's what they should have kept doing, because that's what a lot of the Dominican, Puerto Rican women do. They had a straightening comb back then, but they used the flat irons, and that's how they blow their hair out. But we, our mothers didn't know that. And a lot of times, by the time I think we got grown, we started finding out the truth about it. The awakening came, started coming over years and years ago, because I was not wanting to use relaxers in my hair once I moved around those Dominican ladies and I saw how they were blowing out the hair and doing the natural stuff. So that's when I stopped really messing with the relaxers. It was like 2006. I mean, I was like, once I learned the truth, I was like just naturally doing my hair. So I really wasn't messing with the chemicals, but I was still wearing the weaves and all that. But I was still taking care of my natural hair. Now, before that point, I wasn't really nurturing and taking care of my natural hair like I should. I was just constantly wearing weaves and wigs and stuff like that. But I'm grateful that it did not damage my hair so bad. I never lost any edges or anything like that. I got pretty coarse hair, but it grows. It hangs on. But I have come since probably what year? Before I got my locks in 2019, I was actually loving my natural skin, my natural self. It was a whole journey of me loving myself and my skin, whether I'm big, fat, skinny, dark, light, whatever. It was a journey for me. So I just said all that to say, you just have to, you got to start embracing your natural self, because the patriarchy even made us as indigenous women feel like we have to look more like the European woman. And that's going along with what I'm saying about Jackie O. We have to learn to embrace ourselves. And I don't think she was ready, because she had just had a baby, allegedly, I might be wrong, 6 months ago. So she probably needed to heal someone. Now, the other women done did it. I heard Cardi B allegedly has done it, within that time frame of having a baby, postpartum and all that. But it might not be for her to do it. And a lot of times you have to be careful when you having surgeries on certain days of the week and certain times of the year. And when Neptune is all in Pisces and doing what it's doing now, you have to really be careful, not only with surgeries and stuff like that, but you have to also be careful with drug use, substance abuse, even with alcohol consumption, because the things that you used to do, it's a whole different energy shift now. You may not be able to do the same things that you used to do. You may can't do them now. Let me know in the chat if y'all can hear me. Support our temple, like, subscribe, and share. Support my Yacht's Temple of Healing and Unconditional Love. Cash App Wugog and my Yacht's Temple 777 at gmail.com if you want to contact us. We have some new events coming up. We have some we, like I said, I've been saying this and it's coming into fruition. We got a lot of good things getting ready to pop off. And, let's get back to this.
Part of my friends. So at that moment, I'm sitting here, I'm telling you, I was tore up. From last year going into this year, I was tore up. I'm praying, I'm crying. I'm like, God, like, how did I not see this? What's wrong with me? And it hit me. This older man went looking for girls that didn't know nothing about nothing.
Right.
Did not, like, because, we're young. Like, I had to listen to a woman on TikTok, which is also how I found you. She had managed to get infected with HIV from her husband, right? Who was the older man, and she was 19 at the time. And she literally said he went and he was looking for young girls to take advantage of because, and she proved this. She said, because we're afraid to speak up. So she would get on live with these men, which is how I found her page. And she would ask dudes my age. Now, mind you, I'm 24. She would ask them, how often do you get tested? When's the last time you've been tested? And the first thing they would say is, oh, well, I don't get around. So, I know I'm clean. Right? Which was wild to me because I'm a person.
Oh, okay. I got to say something about this. That young lady that's calling that made that statement about HIV AIDS, she is not lying. So it was a very bad AIDS epidemic that hit the Black communities, I think, worldwide, like before I was even born. Maybe the 80s or whatever. I was born in around that time frame, but when I got up in age, it hit like the area where I lived in, where it was a bunch of women dying with AIDS and stuff. And back in them days, back in the day, they weren't living like they living now. They got medications are better now, where they living like 20 years plus. But back then, once they got it, and I had patients even in the hospital where it was this young girls that this drug dealer was sneaking in their windows in this town called Browntown. And he was infecting all these little virgins. And these little girls weren't but like 16, 15, 17, all up in the fucking hospital dying. I'm talking about, it broke my freaking heart so bad. It broke my heart so bad. To see those little girls that haven't even started living their lives, to lose their innocent lives that early and be preyed upon like that. So I started doing my research on this shit. I was like, wait, what's going on? Like, and then I started hearing about pastor wives, because a lot of those guys that's in church, they be on a down low and stuff like that. Just in general, in the Black community, it's a lot of down low brothers. I wrote a book about it, but I was a little angry when I wrote a book, but, I'm going to bring it back full circle when I put my other book out, my ebook and my other book. So it was a lot of that going on in the community where I was. A lot of the down low brothers, a lot of women getting sick, a lot of the men going into prison. I was working with a health department nurse, and we were trying to distribute bleach and condoms in the prison because a lot of those guys were going in there getting sick and coming out infecting the women. Because a lot of times when they go in there, they have a girlfriend, wife, or whatever. And when they come out, they go back home. And a lot of times someone were infected back then. I ain't talking about now. I don't know what they got going on now. But back then, come to find out, a lot of this shit was done by design. It was done to take out certain groups of people, but it ended up affecting the other communities too. See, that's how stuff works. So, I was doing my investigations and trying to do, my advocacy for it and finding out, like in Cuba, I wrote a paper about it when I was in college, and how Cuba had already prepared for this to come. The U.S. knew that HIV was coming, and so did the other countries of the world. Cuba got in there and they prepared, like their scientists pretty much AIDS-proof Cuba, where to the point where when the people got it in the communities, they would take them out, not throw them in the trash can. They would take them out of the communities and place them in convents and take care of them, but keep them away from the other people so they wouldn't keep infecting people. They provided free medications for the people, and they also made it so they were the first country to prevent the passage of HIV or AIDS from mother to child. Now, America knew about it, and Canada did too. They ain't do all that. They didn't even listen to the scientists over in Cuba and stuff like that. And they definitely didn't have the advanced medications or provide them for free. Now, the last several years, they just coming up with all this. Oh, we know how to make it so that if you got HIV or you have AIDS and you sleep with other people, you don't infect them and all this kind of. And they could have been got ahead of a lot of these chronic diseases, like, you know, even cancer and stuff like that. Because all of this stuff that they saying, these diseases that they're saying are hereditary are not. These diseases didn't come about till we left the planting and growing our own food and started eating more processed foods. Okay, so anyway, I got off a little bit, but let me get back on the subject.
Who gets, you know, women, we got to get at least checked once a year with the pap smear and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know I'm saying a lot, but I was just
yeah, and yeah, we do have to get checked all the time. Never trust anyone. I don't care if you're married. I don't care if you think the person is the, because you know how a lot of us women, we just worship these men. If they say they're in church and they're a pastor and they getting more pussy than the regular guy. So do not trust nobody. I don't care if you've been married for 1,000 years or you know that that's the man or God sent you. You better get tested, because I'm telling you what I did. I sure fucking did. Because I was not about to not know. Even when I was married, I made that motherfucker get tested, and I got tested on a constant fucking basis, okay? Like, I won't plan because I don't trust no fucking body. I don't. Maybe it's good I didn't. I did. I mean, even when I be trying to get myself right now, and work on myself. All that dating stuff is, I don't knock it. It's all good or whatever. But I be trying to work on me. But when I was dating and stuff, you know, after my marriage, I was always my date before I would mess with him. We go on a date to the doctor. Fuck that a few times. I ain't playing no games, because I mean, no one is growing. Shit, reach one, teach one. We didn't play like I was with this guy for several years, and he already know I like it. He was already on it. Like, yes, it's time to go. Like, I just got my test done. I'm like, yeah, let's compare our damn paperwork. Shit, we weren't playing. And then when I moved back home to that little slow area, them people don't even go. I was like, I will not be dating here, shit, because them motherfuckers don't go to the doctor and get checked. They just go sleep around with everybody sleeping with you. Probably, you know, in some small areas, you gotta be careful because a lot of innocent people sleeping with their own kin people and shit. I ain't with it. I ain't never been with it. That's why they ain't never really were feeling me, because I don't do the. If I did marry or have a baby with a family member, it's because I didn't fucking know in the beginning. I didn't fucking know. And those old people, some of them, they so fucked up, they won't tell you, or they I guess they use. That's how they when the indigenous people was captured and they took their lands and enslaved them or whatever they did, made them prisoner of war. They just fucked them all up. You know what I'm saying? So I can't be mad at none of them old people or the baby boomers or they generation before them, because they didn't know. So I have compassion. They did. Hey, what about The Color Purple, y'all? The remake of The Color. Is it the remake of The Color Purple or the remake of the play? Either way, I want to see that shit. But anyway. Let's get back up here. I am enjoying myself. Like, subscribe, and share. Y'all comment if y'all can hear me in the comment section. In the replay, support our organization, Mayans Temple of Healing and Unconditional Love. If you want to contact us, it's MayansTemple777@gmail.com. Cash out is Woogog. Like, subscribe, and share, and let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think about me doing this reaction to Pastor P, Prince Scylla, the Queen Maker, and how she's saying that what is it? Men are incapable of love, and the rise of the what is it? What is this? The rise of the lonely male. Yeah, it's the rise of lonely men, the truth. Yeah. I'm gonna get this background.
Just realizing, like, when you were talking, I was like, while you making a lot of sense, because people try to make me feel bad for asking questions. People try to make me feel bad for wanting to really get to know what's going on with them. And as soon as I met a dude 2 months ago who's from out of state. He comes down here, right? He acting like, oh, he don't be out here like that. Then we go out yesterday and he tried to like touch me. He tried to smack me on my booty and we at the freaking theater, man. Right. And so I'm like, what? I said, you need to, like, I don't like this. You need to respect me. I started going off. I wanted to go home, right? So when we finally get in the car and he's taking me home, because I rode in his car, I let him pick me up, which I realized now was a mistake.
I was about to say, don't ever let no dude pick you up. You don't want to put yourself in a
She is right, ladies. Don't ever ride with a man nowhere, even if you seem like if you know him, like, because that's what it's not safe, especially the way they flipping out now and stuff. Like, it ain't never been safe. Be careful with riding with a dude somewhere. She is absolutely right. Always try to either, if you ain't got no car, have you another form of transport where somebody can pick you up, or Uber or something. Have you a backup plan. Don't ever trust that. Nope. Cause that make you vulnerable. As a woman, you shouldn't be out here vulnerable, especially not nowadays. No.
Vulnerable position, because you don't know what these dudes. Always drive your own stuff and go. Don't depend on them for nothing. I don't care what it look like. I don't care if it is romance. You drive yourself, and you can leave when you feel like leaving. Don't ever put yourself in a vulnerable position like that no more.
True. I agree.
Yes, you're right. Thank you. And I was realizing, I'm like, as we're headed home, he's trying to bring up what happened. He's like, you got an attitude now, you ruining the vibe, and he's making it like I'm being problematic for being uncomfortable. And I was realizing at that point, this man does not respect me. And so it was like I was realizing, I'm like, as a kid, I had felt like my daddy, for him to marry my mama and not care about her, he's not considerate. And so I had always felt like I was afraid of like getting to know men and getting serious with men, because I had felt like it's only a matter of time before I start seeing that they really don't care about me. And I didn't know if I was tripping, like if I was thinking ill of people and trying to put a judgment on all of them. But when you said that they were incapable of love, it kind of made me think about how when we're kids, they say that the men take longer time to mature than the women, right? And so it's funny, because I feel like no matter what guy I'm talking to, eventually I feel like I'm realizing I'm talking to somebody that has the emotional intelligence of a dude in like middle school, you know? And I started thinking, I'm like, is it me? Am I too smart? And then I started talking to my homegirls, and I realized that we all got the same problems. So back to my little sister, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say. So my little sister, she tells me, she's like, how do you feel about me being married? And so I didn't know how to tell her that I was actually worried about her, you know, because I didn't know how to say that without sounding bad, you know?
Right.
And because and I'm gonna tell you why I was feeling like that, because I felt like if you don't know yourself, how do you know that you're happy and that you're married? You know? And for her to be married at like 20, you know, I just felt like I don't even know myself fully, and I'm 24, like, you know, and I was like, maybe she's smarter than me, maybe I missed something, I don't know. So at the time I told her, like, you know, I don't feel anything, I wish you well, because I genuinely do. And so she called me this year, and she was telling me, she was like, I don't know what's wrong, but I just feel miserable. And I didn't know how to tell her that if, you know, if you taking care of yourself and you taking care of somebody else, but you can't even open up to that person, you're going to feel miserable. You're going to feel exhausted. You're going to feel spiritually, physically exhausted. She got a job that she do. Then she work on the side. And she got all of these jobs that come with being a wife. And I swear, like, I don't know how to say that. And it just freaks me out sometimes, because I worry about her. This is my baby.
Right.
You know? And so when I was listening to you on live, I'm telling you, I was really sitting up in here and I was screaming. I was praying earlier today, like, Lord, if there's something I'm missing, you know, if there's something that I'm missing where, you know, where you can help me become a better woman so I can find a better man, let me know, right? Because I'll go out with guys and I'll get to know them, and they love to drop the, oh, well, you 24 and you got about 10 years to start having kids. They love to drop that on me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, first of all, I've never been a person that was afraid of adoption. Why do you think I need a biological clock, right? And so I would say about 3 guys tell me that just this year. And one of them, I told him, I was like, if you want to get technical, because let me tell you, I started getting annoyed, right? I was like, if you want to be technical, people who eat red meat, that affects, it clogs up their arteries, right? And so that's why men, an early sign of heart disease, I read this somewhere, an early sign of heart disease is erectile dysfunction.
Right.
So if a man starts, which means if he starts, this is like, I know it's personal, but if he can't keep it up, right? If he can't keep whatever, you get me? Basically, that's a sign of, he better start going to a doctor, because in a minute, he might have a heart attack, he might have a stroke, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought it was funny that you was talking about a dude that was in Asia. Okay, this is the last thing. You was talking about that dude that was in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have an uncle who lived in the Philippines. He went to Manila and got married, taking care of her whole family, and he hates the women down here. He can't stand either of his baby mamas. You let him tell it, he the victim, they are problematic. And the last girl that he dated out here was close to my age. She was 2 years older than me. Mm-hmm. And that was about 4 years ago, right? Mm-hmm. He goes out there, he all happily married, and he's doing this, that, and the third. And I had always felt like, and this is why I don't think some girls out there, I don't think they're slow. I think they're smart, because let me tell you why. He went out there, he getting taken care of, right? But that girl met him on Facebook. She was out here looking for her an American. And I don't know what the rules is out there, but I can bet money that the goal is to fatten these men that are already dying up, so that they can, get their citizenship, get their babies, and they gonna come to America. I'm trying to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
So I just be saying prayers for them, because they really are picking up our burden, and it literally does make more room for us to have in life to get to know dudes. And I think not every dude has money like that, so not every dude can afford to go out there. And I think it's gonna come a time where, like how the shift is happening, and the woman was saying about the shift earlier, the rapture, I believe she's correct, because I'm looking around and I'm seeing it. I'm seeing like me learning how to speak up for myself and saying how I really feel. Guys will sit up here and act like I'm the problem, but then they start calling me back from different numbers. And I'm like, okay, well, if I'm such a problem, why you won't leave me alone then? Right? Mm-hmm. So with that being said, I just want to say thank you. I can't wait to get your look at your workbook. Okay, I'll be watching, and I swear every time I be looking in, I just saw it for like 2 months. And I was like, dang, seems like every time I check in, that book is sold out. And I'm screaming. I'm like, give me my book. But it's all good though, So thank you so much for existing. Thank you for speaking up. Thank you for being willing to share your life experience with us, because I have always been afraid ever since I was little. What if I get with a man and I'm doing right by him like my mama did? I'm letting him take care of me. I'm taking care of him. I'm paying for my mama paid for the marriage. Okay. That man started, my daddy, he went left on her, right? And so she walked away, and she loved him while she did that, and it broke her heart. And I mean, even in the end, she was like, your daddy was the love of my life. I just wish he would have done right by me. I have always been afraid that, what if I give my all to a man, and after the divorce, I can't move past.
You ain't gonna give your,
because we got kids together.
You messing with me, you ain't finna give your all to no man.
Right.
You will need, you won't have no reason to.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Ellie.
Good night. Thank you.
You too. Bye. All right. I love it when young people call, right? I love it when young people call, because that's definitely the group we need to be talking to. The 20-something, because these men are looking to take advantage of them, and they will gaslight older women and say we want the younger women, but they ain't trying to do right by these young girls either. They get them pregnant, they use them, they abuse them, and then they gaslight them when they get older. where you chose the wrong man. You wasted your youth and beauty on the wrong man. The majority of these dudes are the wrong man. I want y'all to understand as long as you keep dealing with these dudes with a patriarchal mentality, okay, as long as you continue to position yourself in a patriarchal mentality, the majority of these dudes gonna be the wrong dudes. But once you get to the queen status, and then you see how to walk the dog, you see how to put the leash on their neck, and you walk that damn dog, you can make a lot of these dudes walk. And a lot of these dudes will be the right dude because they gonna do as you say do. And if they don't, you gonna go, right? The problem is we dealing with these dudes from a patriarchal mentality and philosophy and allowing them to run stuff. They were never divinely made to be out front. They was designed to be behind you. Women, you have to be the ruler. You have to be the controller. You have to be the leader. And when you think like that, then the game change, because they need you more than you need them. Right? Right. Oh, you rusty nails. First of all, I understand what that rusty nail mean. You know why? Because I was dating a 55-year-old when I was 28, and that's what he called his little thing, rusty nail. So you think you little riot? Yeah, you rusty. You think you a good man? No, you a good boy. When I put that dog leash on you, sit, heel, yes,
Unknown
jump,
caller.
fetch, good boy. Yeah, that's when you're good. Hello, how you doing?
Hi, peace. How you doing?
I'm excellent.
I can't believe I'm calling you. I just got blessed with your presence about 2 weeks ago. So I haven't got the book. I haven't got any of the material. My sister, actually, my little, my god sister, she actually put me up on you. She said she sounds just like you. You're gonna love her. You're gonna love her. I was like, oh, let me see what she's talking about. Because I get so tired of, people sending me stuff, especially knowing how I am about certain things.
Mm-hmm.
I've been on this tip for a minute, but I've been a loner.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have a big following, but I do post this stuff on social media. So I always get from those conversations big time backlash from men. I've been attacked. I've been bullied online for the same stance. The only thing is you took a philosophical approach. You got the book knowledge. You got all the receipts. I don't have that. I just got what I observed and what I've lived. So I just pick up on that and I just put that out there. So I'm so excited that you, this young woman, this young, beautiful, successful woman is actually representing everything I wanted to do. But I'm like, I don't have this big following. I'm older. I'm way older. So I'm at this level where the ladies my age are these, I'm looking for a man. I want to get married, type. Like I've never done that. I was married when I was in my early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like a relationship from hell. And I was the only one that was trying to tell people, I don't think it's the right time. I don't think it's meant to be. And, I'm not going to get into my relationships because that's just, stuff that's in the past. However, I just look at the way things are and the patriarchal world that we live in. And I realize that I'm like, this is why we fucked up.
Right.
I said, we've been under patriarchal rule.
Mm-hmm.
And under the rule, we have no protection as women.
Absolutely.
We have no protection.
Absolutely.
And we out here, trying to, I don't want to say trying to, it's just like we haven't figured it out. Psychology of it, the philosophy of it, and all boils down to what we're under right now is this patriarchal rule, and it's got to end. And I've been warning men, I'm like, y'all time is running out because that feminine energy is pushing this way in. If y'all don't humble yourself and correct what this problem is, she gonna turn y'all into bitches. That's why y'all complaining all these gay men out here.
You know what?
Y'all complaining. Mm-hmm.
You know what? They said, see, black folks took Bible to say that white people had 6,000 years to rule and then it was going to be turned back over to them. That's actually not the truth. That book is saying that God is coming back after 6,000 years.
Ooh.
And that bitch is coming back right now.
Yes.
That bitch is coming back now.
Yes. You can see it, and you can see it, and just like this whole Kevin Samuels thing, like I didn't say 2 words about the whole thing because I saw it was a script. No, it's a script. And it's a script. It's an agenda. It's to separate you, divide you, and oh my gosh, these people had me going in. I mean, I'm like, why is this your Godfather? Even in this man's death, he calls him division. But y'all okay with that? Y'all worried about what this man say based on, excuse me, I'm not trying to, be racist, but we get our knowledge from the Cracker Book of Morals. You prove in all those books and all that knowledge, because I just started watching just about 2 weeks ago, so I know you covered a lot that I'm missing, and I'm going to try to catch back up, but you covered a lot in those books and the psychology of men, and that's exactly what they was created to be in this system. Why don't y'all break free and heal yourself from that?
It's okay, because the way how I teach women, when it's all said and done, he won't even be an afterthought, because women will start to go back to their natural way of being, which is being communal with other women and not in competition with other women.
Right.
And one of the classes that I'm going to give is I'm going to break down and show how men completely flip the game. I'm going to show it. I'm going to show it. I'm going to show the positions and everything so women can clearly see what I see. Right. And once she sees that, it's over. It's already over.
It's already over.
Just with the love thing that I'm teaching. But when I show her how the chessboard has been turned around, and the only thing that has changed is the position of the players, she's going to really, really see who she is and who they are. And once you see that, you won't even hear nothing they saying. You tune them out. Let them say whatever they're going to say, because here's the thing. Their resistance to elevating is going to be their demise. And the women that I'm dealing with, they will not save them. Let them stay. Let them stay where they want to be.
Yep. I've been single for a long time. And the reason being was because of my son. My son was put in a bad situation with some family members, and he was a victim of molestation. So I put up a big wall because the person that molested was a male, and I didn't trust men. I didn't trust men around my son. Like, I dated men, but I put up a big wall between that because of what happened to him and what happened with my situation that I was dealing with men. And I'm still trying to figure out, like, where do I fit in all this? I'm 51 years old, and I've been single a long time, and I came to the conclusion that I really, really am okay, and I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah, you will. You will. Women, the one thing women have to do is stop competing against each other. See, when that stops, oh man, it's even gonna be worse for them, because because the woman is the backbone of the community. Because women are naturally communal. Men are naturally wired to compete against each other. So
now she said a mouthful right there. She said a mouthful. She said it's gonna be over once we stop competing against each other. And I've been saying that for a long, long time. Once women stop being so competitive and feeling like that they gotta up one each other for the worship of the man and throwing that girl. I mean, I just don't get it. Like, I guess I had to go through. I ain't never been willing to branch off and isolate myself with no man. Excuse me. Even when I was married, don't get me wrong. I had love for my ex-husband, and I have love for men, but I honestly never felt like, and my mother helped me. I used to think it was so horrible what she used to say to me. This fruit's so good and cold. I would not be just up here with my avatar up here. I'm gonna read this like this, cause I had my camera connected to my OBO channel, but It's like it don't want to connect to my StreamYard, but it's only temporary. But I ain't never felt like my mother told me this and it stuck with me. And I used to think it was so horrible what she said. But she said, all the man really wants you for is, you know what, for your cookies and stuff. Other than that, they get tired of you. They ain't gonna sit with you. And I always kind of believe it. Maybe, maybe it's true. Maybe I manifested it from that brainwashing or whatever. But that's what she gave. That's all I got. That's what she gave me. And I ain't kept that in the back of my mind. I was always like, I never felt like just because I was married to a man that I had him like, oh, he's mine, and we're gonna ride off into this fairy tale and nobody else can. I ain't never felt. I always felt like, you know, like they're never satisfied, and most of them are not. No matter how good you look and how much you help them, how much you support them, it's like but some of them is never enough. With most of them, actually, I believe. But hey, I could be wrong. I just said that to say, if we would pull together, see, that's how the patriarchy is powered. From us being divided against each other, from us being jealous of each other, from us being to the point where we competing for these men. We should be to the point as ladies where we should be able to pass. I felt like this a long time ago. We should be ascended to the point we should be working together, trying to cultivate this land and its crops and these children and building and stuff as a covenant, as a unity, as a united front as women. We should be to the point, like she's saying, well, we should be able to pass these men around about we ain't even getting, you know, all like he's mine, I'm gonna kill you over here, girl. Bye. I mean, I was married and I was just like, you can have them. It ain't worth it. You enjoy yourself, because I try. Ain't nothing I can do with that. And next, there's so many words, but you know, like I be loving people, but I just be thinking like they in it. Like I feel like, you know, they be in it for themselves and trying to come up off of you. So why should you know what I'm saying? Just why should I cut all my friends and my loved ones off for a relationship when that relationship ain't guaranteed? Now your children gonna be with you for the most part, unless you know y'all disown each other or they don't want to be bothered. Because sometimes the other parent will turn the child against you. They'll make if they get some money and stuff, you know. They try to pay the kids to disown the mother or the father and leave you alone, or tell them, you know, they're gonna provide certain things, you know. So but you know, it was neither here nor there. So, you know, your children, you have your ups and downs, but at the most point, that's the closest relationship mother gonna have is with her children and stuff like that. You know, the mother and the child or whatever. But I ain't never been one to isolate myself because I thought I had a man. I'm not gonna say I wasn't indoctrinated. I'm not gonna say that it's not still layers there. I'm not gonna say I wasn't a religious person, because I had some forms of that indoctrination and all that Pentecostal holiness stuff. But honey, it won't at the levels where I seen some people be. I'd be like, I'm not about to worship I'm not doing no male worship. No, not like that. That shit don't make no sense. We supposed to be treating each other, you know, fair, and always been like that.
He's never going to be full and whole amongst dog eat dog. It's a dog eat dog world. So who is he going to barge in on? He's going to barge in on a community of women. And those women determine if he is righteous enough to be amongst them. It's not see, men turn polygamy into some degenerate patriarchal BS. So he can have access to multiple women. No.
Women,
That's not how polygyny went. Polygyny was something that women created, that they ran, and they selected. And they basically passed him around like a hotcake.
I just said that.
And he got out there and tilled the fields or whatever they told him to do. Right? Right. He don't get to pick the women. You don't get to pick nothing because you ain't in control of nothing. Right. And the only man that would get picked is the one that competes and outperforms the others because he's less dangerous. The man that taps into his feminine side is the one that will get chosen. The balanced man. He is the only one that's righteous and worthy enough to be amongst these women. Right? So women need to stop competing for that which is inferior to them. The hell you competing with somebody who can't? Why are you competing with other women to validate yourself on somebody that is naturally beneath you? Men are naturally beneath you. So why would you allow somebody that's lower than you to validate you? Men, it needs to be the true saying is, man, all that shit you talking, but do you have a wife? You ain't got no wife. That's the real game. Right? Because his validation come from whether he got a woman or not whether a woman has a man because she's full without him.
Yep. And I try to address that too in a way. But like I said, I go by observation. I don't report on what I see. But what I do see is a lot of these, I call them pick me hoes that be in the comments that be agreeing with these men. They Kevin Samuels minions too. And they be the ones, you know, talking about, yeah, women need to be more submissive and all this kind of stuff. And it's I get on them too. I get on the ones, like you said, that compete with each other. Because a lot of men be like, you know, y'all be wearing all these nails and fake hair. I'm like, we not wearing that. They not wearing it for you, honey. They wear it for each other. Women don't wear their clothes and the hair and the weave for y'all. They hate that. For other women. So another bitch can say, oh, that's bad. Oh, I like that. You know, it is, and they don't get it. I'm like, it's not for y'all. Y'all can complain all day about lashes and weave. It's not for y'all.
That's true.
We wear it for each other.
The reason why they think like that is because, first of all, they don't even consider you as human beings, and they don't even consider you as your own thought processes. Everything that they see is based on their own behavior. So men do things to be validated by women. They do everything because of women, right? So they assume that women do things because of men when that's just not the case. Women do stuff without even considering his existence. And when you tell him that, he doesn't want to hear that because men want to feel needed so bad because they know innately that they are not a necessity on this planet that much. They know that. They know that they are useless overall. This is why they look that they validate themselves by external things. They need materialism to make them feel worth something because without it, they don't have anything because one, they don't want to build themselves up. So they feel inferior without external or materialism to boost them up. If you had to judge him based on who he is as a person, a lot of these dudes know that they ain't shit.
Wow.
Exactly. Exactly. Because it's got to
Y'all
the
hear
point
that?
where, like, seriously, I literally was in a position where I was crying.
She said that, y'all hear that? She said that they know that they ain't shit. She said it, I didn't. So they got to have material things because if we judge them based off of them as a character wise, as a person, they know they ain't shit. Oh, wow. She said it. And it's not out of hate. I mean, it's like, it's the truth. I mean, you know, I ain't been around the block, pass around, but I was, like I said, I was married for a long time, and I'm not basing nothing off of just one guy. I grew up with nothing but guys, men. I was like the only girl, so I had time to observe and study, and I love men, I do, but when they are not ascending to their high balance, that's what she said, a balanced man was chosen. Polygamy came from women. The woman chose a man based off of his balance, you know, because he was less dangerous to be around the women. And it makes sense because if you got a balanced man, dealing with a balanced man, it's a lot of things. He's not in jealousy and competition and trying to oppress you and abuse you and be a predator and prey on you and different stuff like that, you know? So it's just, wow. Wow, that's all I gotta say is wow. Wow. Some stuff she be saying,
And it
boy.
hurt because of the text I was getting on social media
She be hitting these
during this
women with a
whole
damn.
even before Kevin Samuels, because I posted stuff about polygamy because that was the thing that I
need
see
that bone. I oughta
that's
get that
popping.
bone something to
Another
tell her.
trend, another bullshit ass trend that's going around. And I'm trying to tell y'all, I was like, y'all, this Pan African bullshit talking about, yeah, our people used to be polygamous, and the white man came and turned us monogamous. I said, no, we created monogamy, baby. White man
she
didn't
talking
create
about
monogamy
the
because they was
Pan-African
up in the cave
bullshit.
fucking anything, uncivilized. But y'all want to sit up around here and put polygamy on African consciousness, and it's part of our consciousness, and men supposed to have more than one wife. We supposed a nation built. I'm like, nigga, tell me one nation built off polygamy. I'll wait. Give me one nation that was built off
What
polygamy.
I want to know is, okay, she said this lady that's calling in talking about the Pan-African, talking about, they talk about they got to have more than one woman, but they don't even know how to handle one woman. They talking about being with several women, but they can't even, they got the one woman that they dealing with ready to get rid of. And they don't even know how to treat her, but they want to have several wives. Wow. A lot of these religions and these different cults, it's a lot of oppress. I had to learn. I was, trying to find my way. I done been in the Pentecostal holiness, from studying the Church of Latter-day Saints to studying the Jehovah's Witness, what is it? Is it the Muslims, the Quran, and even the Pan-Africanism, and on up until spirituality, which is what is what I'm going within now. I'm to the point where I go within myself and try to find the Christ consciousness in me. But a lot of that, all that mess, you got to get through all of that. This oppression, or when it's based off of oppressing women. When you hear a man start talking about a divine feminine and how it's the rise of the divine feminine, and he ain't scared to talk about women rule, that's when you know that's the right type of man. You might gotta vet him some too. Not no relationship wise, but you might can listen to some of the shit he say. But if they act like they scared to tell the truth about who really ran polygamy, who really ran this world, and it was a mother God and a divine feminine, then that man is still under that fucking patriarchal bullshit. I don't care whether he say he's spiritual, he's a Pan-Africanist, or whatever. He's a pastor, whatever. When that man is not comfortable talking about the truth of the matter is that it all started with Mama Wada, then that's not nobody you really need to be listening to. They still got that patriarchal bullshit going on straight like that. And that's how I had to learn, even going into the conscious community. That's how I discern of who's, but you still can't even go by that. You got to discern the spirits and go deeper than just going by what somebody say. Yeah, but when you see them, it'll show. When you see they want to have all these women and oppressing women and stuff, they still with the patriarchy, baby. It's
right.
And they don't say shit. Because I've been approached by couples. I've been approached by sister wives who said, "Yeah, we was, want to know if you interested." There was one particular case where I noticed that she came to me, and I got lesbian vibes. I'm like, no, I'm straight. I'm not no lesbian, but because that's eventually, to me, it's eventually about sex.
It's corrupt crap, because what happens is polygamy ain't even something that women try to do, right? It's something that becomes natural because women naturally become helpers with each other, right? They be naturally. So it's not that they a bunch of women get together and then they go in and look for their dude. That's not how that works, actually, right? So women are helping each other, right? They take care of their kids together, whatever. They become a community, right? One person meet a guy and evaluate him. She like him, then she bring him over there, and they all evaluate him, figure it out, and they choose if they want him over there. It's some accidental. It ain't even something that happened like they just purposely going out looking for no man. No, they are happy and peaceful amongst themselves, doing whatever they do, and then a dude come over there that they all decide that they like, and they bring him there. That's basically how that shit go.
Yeah,
right.
It's kind of like that. I got a sister circle. It's a group of us, ladies, and for the most part, most of us are single. It might be one that's married and one that's about to get married.
Mhm.
But the whole thing is, you know, when we have our, you know, because our thing is community. We trying to build a community. We trying to heal the community. We had a little organization and all that. It's only one man that comes into the sister circle, and it's because he's exactly that man that knows our power.
Right.
He ain't trying to run over. In fact, I think he get a big kick out of it. I'm like, you get a big kick out of having all these women around you, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
And he's one of those types. And it is a few men out there that's like that. Because I met a few. They put me on the game. They told me some things that I, you know, heard you mention. I'm like, yeah, I call them my brothers because they're not afraid to touch their feminine side, but they get attacked by men. They get called simps and all that kind of stuff because they're trying to shed a light on it. And they're not trying to pussy pander either because they're all about knowledge. They don't care about pussy.
Right.
It'll come to them, especially the way they are. It's gonna come to them. They're gonna get it thrown in their face. But they're just about knowledge. They're about sharing this knowledge. They see, you know, the need to let women know and empower women.
Right.
And because they do that, they get called simps and, you know, gay little.
Yeah, did you hear what she said about the men that are actually balanced and ascended to their divine masculine energy? She said a lot of those men get attacked by other men. They're speaking the truth about the divine feminine. I just think about one of the brothers that really speaks the truth is Rod Hayes, and another one is Gotta Be Serious. And it's some more. It's some more. They're not the only ones, but I'm just thinking right off the top of my head. But she said that those are just a few men out there and they have put her on to the truth and they get attacked and they're called simps and stuff like that. But she also said they get the cookies thrown in their face because it's very attractive. It's very attractive to me to see a man that's like balanced, and it's rare to see. Like, I don't know if I don't think I've actually met one in person. Like, I never met one, but I've witnessed it from seeing a couple of people on like YouTube and stuff like that. And maybe, you know, maybe we even got some that's playing the movie, but in real life, I can't say that I know a man like that. Maybe I do, and I didn't know it. Maybe it could have been one of my family members. The closest man I think I met that's like that is my uncle, may he rest in power, that passed on. He seemed to be, but he was if he would have got out of that, if he would have got that religion in check, like use it as a tool. Oh, he was a spiritual powerhouse, but he was very religious though. But may he rest in power. I love him. He's a good, but I could see him being close to what I'm talking about. But other than that, I really haven't met too. Most of the men I met in my lifetime, majority of them, they have been like on that lower vibrational predatory type, you know, beast type mode. Yeah, like it's always about the conquering a woman or trying to oppress a woman or controlling a woman. It's that patriarchal shit. You know, I met a lot of patriarchal type, even young, old, all several ages. You know, I met a lot of patriarch, and I guess that happened so that I can know, like, when I do meet one that's a divine masculine. Yeah, I don't know if I ever met a man that was balanced, fully balanced and ascended like that, divine. No, I don't. I come to think of it, I don't think I ever have one that was not caught in his lower desires and stuff like that. Yeah. You know, you try to raise men like that, you know, but you know, it's hard to say because a lot of times they going through so much going on. But I know, you know, I've had younger men around me that had control of their desires more so than these older bastards. The younger guys seem like they coming into that, like they're going to be able to control their transmute that energy into creative energy and to be more balanced than that other generation. Because that other generation definitely they it's over for them. They was out here messing with the underage girls and stuff and fucking everybody, fucking men, women, and just making babies and getting high off of that. They let that crack epidemic or whatever, and if they weren't on crack, they was still fucked up. Honestly, they're just a bunch of mama boys. The mama worshiped them and all this kind of shit, just fucked them up. Because I guess the mothers didn't know no better, but it seemed like to me the millennials on up, they're gonna be on some more. So it's gonna be more balanced type men that are able to transmute that energy and not be so caught. Maybe that's why it happened like it did, where those guys now are not so much into the girls, which I don't think that that's a bad thing, but you don't want them to be to no boys either. Like you know what I'm saying? You don't want them to be in the men so much, but at the same time, it might be saying they're not all lustful or whatever. If they got control of their desires and not being molested and stuff like that, because that's the reason why we got a lot of the download stuff going on. Because a lot of these boys have been messed with by their daddies, by their uncles, by the pastor, by the principal, by the coach, by their own brothers and sisters. Okay, like in R. Kelly case. So yeah, it's a mess. But yeah, I think more the newer generations are going to be able to be more balanced as far as the men. Those guys are going to rise up to be the divine masculines and stuff. Yeah.
Or whatever it is and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, y'all exposing yourself too much. And I got all these receipts because I screenshot all that shit. I just haven't put it into a file so that I could really, when I'm ready to bring these receipts, I'm not about to show all you niggas on social media how y'all are.
Right.
And what y'all saying, the things y'all post. I'm like, I don't know if y'all do it to get a rise out of women or y'all,
she got
how that works actually, right? Mm-hmm. So women are helping each other, right? They take care of their kids together, whatever. They become a community, right? One person meet a guy and evaluate him. She like him, then she bring him over there, and they all evaluate him, figure it out, and they choose if they want him over there. It's some accident. It ain't even something that happened like they just purposely going out looking for no man. No, they are happy and peaceful amongst themselves, doing whatever they do, and then a dude come over there that they all decide that they like, and they bring him there. That's basically how that shit go.
Yeah,
right.
It's kind of like that. I got a sister circle. It's a group of us, ladies, and for the most part, most of us are single. It might be one that's married and one that's about to get married. Mm-hmm. But the whole thing is, when we have our, because our thing is community. We trying to build a community. We trying to heal the community. We had a little organization and all that. It's only one man that comes into the sister circle, and it's because he's exactly that man that knows our power.
Right.
He ain't trying to run over. In fact, I think he get a big kick out of it. Mm-hmm. I'm like, you get a big kick out of having all these women around you, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
And he's one of those types. And it is a few men out there that's like that. Because I met a few. They put me on the game. They told me some things that I, heard you mention. I'm like, yeah, these brothers, I call them my brothers because they're not afraid to touch their feminine side, but they get attacked by men. They get called simps and all that kind of stuff because they trying to shed a light on it. And they're not trying to pussy pander either because they're all about knowledge. They don't care about pussy.
Right.
It'll come to them, especially the way they are. It's gonna come to them. They're gonna get it thrown in their face. But they're just about knowledge. They're about sharing this knowledge. They see, the need to let women know and empower women.
Right.
And because they do that, they get called simps and gay lords or whatever it is and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, y'all exposing yourself too much. And I got all these receipts because I screenshot all that shit. I just haven't put it into a file so that I could really, when I'm ready to bring these receipts, I'm not about to show all you niggas on social media how y'all are.
Right.
And what y'all say, the things y'all post. I'm like, I don't know if y'all do it to get a rise out of women or y'all, I don't know. I don't know. It's just a big division agenda going on. Mm-hmm. And these niggas are the lead. Now, my question to you is, what do you tell those pick-me-hole type of women, the ones that's all about submission and making a man a king and making him the head of the household?
I don't say nothing.
Those types?
I don't say
those types get on my nose. They irritate my soul.
I don't say nothing to them, right? Because concubines, slaves, and queens all think differently. I am not interested in turning every woman into a queen. We need some slaves out here. I need a pick me. I need a pick me because if you come around and you let me know that you'll pick me and you think I'm gonna need somebody to clean, I'm gonna need somebody to wash my socks, right? No, I'm serious. We need slaves. I want her to be a slave, right? Break your back. Break your back. Because see, they don't know who they fucking with over here. These women don't know. Because if I was dealing with a dude, like some chick want to talk about ladies, if you want me out the picture, then do the things you used to do. Because all of the things that you ain't willing to do, I'm willing to do. Now, ladies and women, wives, don't get me. Bitch, you come and tell me that. I don't want you out the picture, ho. I don't want you out the picture. I want you all the way in it. And I told him, I said, let me find out my dude been cheating on me with you. He walk in the door. He walk in the door. I'm sitting there smoking my little thing. He walking. Hey, baby, what's up? Well, I know you seem like you're sitting there relaxing. Well, I'm finna go take a shower. All right, go on, take your shower. I just want to let you know, I know you've been fucking around. What? No. Don't worry about it. I know you've been fucking around. I saw that bitch video. She talking about she don't do all the things I ain't willing to do. You show she willing to do anything? Oh no. Well, go see if that bitch willing to do anything. Tell her to lick the bottom of your feet and suck your toes. And I want you to record it and send it to me. I want to see if that bitch willing to do anything. Tell her that my wife, she don't do nothing. I think I'm gonna leave her. And make her feel real good.
How many of those inboxes that I get from married men?
Mm-hmm.
And I keep them receipts too. I keep them too. I was like, y'all be the main ones on there talking shit about women, but you in somebody inbox with your married ass. I could expose all of y'all. I saved a lot of marriages. I'm like, I could expose all of y'all. I don't like married men. I never was attracted to a married man.
It don't matter.
Never.
It don't matter if he married, single. They all the same. They all gonna use game to get what they want.
Damn.
They all are approaching women for what they need her for. Period. It don't matter. So I don't even. If I'm gonna deal with a man, I ain't even gonna. It don't matter your status, because chances are I ain't gonna do nothing but fuck you anyway and send you back home. I'm serious. It ain't nothing. Ain't nothing you can do for me, homeboy. Go back to your wife, right? Go back to your wife, because I'm not the one that's gonna be talking about, ladies, you want to get me out the picture? Do the things that you used to do, because I ain't willing to do nothing for you, homeboy. I'm not.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So
but I'm so grateful for you. I mean, it's like a breath of fresh air, because even though I got my sister friends, they not nowhere near where I'm at. They just look at me as a person that's always causing trouble with my, my opinions and whatnot. But it's so refreshing to see a young, beautiful lady that know her shit. I have never seen that level of knowledge on how men are from anybody, not even my age, not even older. It's like this is a phenomenon because it never happened before. I grew up listening to people telling women how to be submissive. Grew up in church telling you to love your husband, treat your husband like a king, and all this stuff. And even listening to the ministers telling women to stay with abusive men because God don't like divorce and shit like that. It's. I've never seen women actually. I've never seen a woman as phenomenal as you at your age to pull it off. I just really hope that whatever guardian angel, ancestor, I just hope you send you protection, because it's gonna get real ugly.
Oh yeah, I know. Sister. Oh, I know. And I'm saying that because I already see it. These men are I hear it I see it in their comments. I'm in Facebook jail, that's why I can't comment. I'll be wanting to comment on them posts, because like I say, when she hooked me up to you, I went to your page, I saw it. I was like, oh my God, this sister's everything, and she young. Oh, this gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I've been waiting on this. I've been waiting on some validation, because I don't see it. And like I said, I get backlash from so many men and even some women, because I'm one of the people. I can't stand Shahrazad Ali. I don't care who likes her. I don't like her, and I like the message that she sends. Because she don't even know what she's talking about. Like, people think she's saying stuff so powerful. Shahrazad Ali don't even have a clue what she talking about. When I listen,
and don't have a man herself,
right? Like it's just a bunch of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I don't listen to people. I don't watch people. I don't watch people's YouTube. I don't watch nothing. I stopped watching TV when I was 19 years old. Okay, so I think for myself. I'm a total independent thinker. This is the reason why you don't hear other people saying what because I don't regurgitate what other people say. I don't listen to people. I think for myself, and everything that I say is original. It comes from my own thought process.
It is. I haven't heard, like I said, I feel the same way, but I haven't, articulated my things the way you have, because like I said, you come with the knowledge, with the receipts, you got the statistics, you got something that these niggas can't even argue with. Like seriously. So like I said, my approach is just based on my observation. So most of the time I'm fussing and cussing basically because it's opinion and it's what I see, and I'm like, this is some bullshit. What is wrong with y'all? So that's why I copy all I screenshot everything, because I'm like, it's gonna come a time where y'all gonna try to deny how wicked y'all are, and I got the proof right here. I got the receipts right here.
Right.
That whole Kevin Samuels thing, that thing, it unnerved me so bad. Oh, I was so pissed. I understood the game that he was playing, the script that he was running, but what happened is I wasn't tripping about him per se. It was the Negroes. It was their approach and their attitudes and I'm like, see y'all, he done exposed y'all. Thank you, Mr. Samuels. He done exposed y'all, but I just wanted to call in and let you know I'm so happy. I'm so impressed. I'm so glad that you coming out the gate with this info, with this knowledge, and it's irrefutable. And that's going to piss a lot of people off. So you just protect yourself, sis. I'm all the way in Detroit, but I'm the type of person, I got your back. So just protect yourself. And I'm going to send protective energy your way, because I'm not a religious person anymore. So I'm not gonna say I'm praying for you, but I am, hope sending protection your way, because these niggas is gonna try you. Your energy gonna get drained. You gonna need to be refueled. So, just peace and power to you, sis. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
All right now.
All right. Bye. I love it. I love it. Anybody else? Let me call this 510. Let's see. Hello, it's Princella. We still live.
You know what? I talked with you earlier today. I just want to say that I am a mental health social worker, a peer specialist, and I've done a lot of studying myself because I do suffer from mental health issues. And you are helping a lot of women heal mentally, because a lot of women their depression comes from dealing with men. 50% of women's depression comes from dealing with these men. And then the other women want to say, like me, you just hate men. Oh, you so negative on men. But I've been seeing this game play. I done tried women. Women got their own game too, But what I'm saying is, I just found you just recently, okay? And I'm so impressed, because I've been saying this, and I've been like, I'm that crazy one. I'm this, that, and the other. I'm like, I just can't buy the game. I'm not about to bow out on the game. I can't do it. And I'm the one that called you about that wedding. My father gave me like $15,000 toward this wedding. He was like, and you left this NIGGA in 10 weeks. But my daddy laughed about it. Just recently, my father passed. He passed in May. And you know what? That was one thing that he left about. He said, you know what? I gave you that, but took that loan out, and I didn't even finish paying that loan back before you left that nigga. I'm not bad. The man bought me a house, but he had kids by another woman. I was younger. And the game with the younger women is this, okay, watch the kids and this, that, the other, be the mother to the kids. But, me and the oldest daughter 7 years apart. So you thinking you flossing with a young woman, but me and the oldest daughter funking, but you so flossing that you can't even, I'm not supposed to discipline your children. You're supposed to discipline your own children. And the older women told me not to marry him. He's nice, he's this, that, but don't marry him. Sometimes when older women tell us stuff, we got to really listen. Because they now we telling the stories, and they are telling the stories, but they weren't telling the story. They just tell you, don't do it.
Right.
So I just really want to thank you. And I don't normally look toward other women to validate what I'm saying, but I've been seeing the Kevin Samuels thing. I know one lady on your show didn't appreciate me. I was one of the very few women that seen when Kevin Samuels just simply said men should be with other men.
Right.
Didn't a whole bunch of people catch that sentence?
You know,
now, I've been around a whole bunch of gay men, and I've been around a whole bunch of gay women. If you're a heterosexual man, you don't say no stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
He said men should be with other men. So it's emotional homosexuality is what that is.
Mm-hmm.
They just want us to cook and clean.
I've been saying this for a long time. I think I'm a little bit ahead.
You're ahead of your time.
My time, right? And so when I say stuff, it be so far ahead that people don't get. But I talked about this like 3 years ago, and I got these videos, and they're on private.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we're in the time, I can take them off private and let them go again, because I've been saying that there's a straight does not mean that a person is exclusively heterosexual. A dude could be having homosexual sex and still consider himself straight, right? And it's, you know what I'm saying? And people don't understand that, but I do understand it, right? I understand the nuances of how that operates. So now that this is really coming out more into the forefront, now you have people saying this emotional homosexuality and all that stuff. I already been said this stuff. So we're gonna
and please drop the statistics on these black women again, because they cannot see the pattern of the down low men around their men. And I don't care about that. What I'm talking about is black women still hold the highest rate of AIDS and HIV other than any women in the world.
Mm-hmm. And that's because that's because black women typically stick with black men. So who they will be having sex with is black men, and these.
Y'all see what I was saying about the I was talking about the history. If you go back and when you like, subscribe, share, and comment, I'm up here talking about how the AIDS, HIV affected the community that I was living in years ago, and also how it affected us worldwide and in the US and also in Canada. You hear what they just said about how the numbers of HIV, how it is amongst the indigenous black women and stuff. If you go back, comment, let me know if you can hear me, how you think about the stream, and just give me your opinion. When you look at a replay, it's a lot of good jewels in here, and I make a lot of good points. I was talking about how it was targeted to do this to a certain group of people, and how in Cuba, I did a research paper. I talk about that, about a research paper I did about how they stopped it from spreading in the country of over there in the country of Cuba, and how they took the people out of the community, put them in convents, and treated the people with the medications for free. They didn't do that in America and Canada, and how they Cuba was the first place to stop the they got the World Health Organization award for being able to stop the transmission of AIDS, HIV from mother to child. So if you go, it's a lot of good jewels I dropped even in this test stream. And this is a long stream with Pastor P and the Queen Maker. It's just a lot of good things, a lot of good points. Like I said, I'm not up here doing this to say, well, it's over for men. What I'm saying is that men and women have to go within and rise to their higher selves and learn how to take that lower beast nature, especially the men, a lot the lower nature of sexual desires and lust and that lower chakra, and transmute that energy and have discipline. It's not easy to do. It wasn't easy for me to do as a woman, and I'm not. I'm used to being with like one person. I was in a relationship, married for a very long time. I don't have to be from person to person, but men by nature are hunters and they're predators. They like to, hunt prey. So by men being in that beast mode and that masculine energy, along with the brainwashing of the patriarchy, that have lied and told us that there was a male God. They told us it was the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, which is a lie. It was the mother, father, and son. It was the mama water, the mama goddess, and that's what the curse is about. If you go back, like I said, it's a lot of jewels drop in this stream where they, even if you look on my community, I have the post of how it was the mother god and the mother, the divine feminine, and how the women were the ones first to mint coins and money and all that. It was there, the women was over everything. But yeah, if the men let the ego keep existing in them, and they will not come to the truth of the matter and get out of this reality, false reality and la la land. And like they were saying, even in this earlier part of the stream, I was doing the reaction and discussing how the caller was talking about a rapture is coming and how the men gonna be left behind. Even I stated the patriarchal thinking women, it's a lot of patriarchal women that oppress other women that's religious and patriarchal and stuff. So they're gonna be left behind too. People gonna be we going up regardless, and it has to be destroyed before it can be rebuilt. But like I said, it's not the end for men. And like she said, a lot of them are not gonna make the shift. They're not gonna make the jump because they don't know how to let ego go. And they want to complain and stay in this false reality instead of facing the truth in themselves and going within and doing that work. It's not easy, but it's possible.
Dudes are really going out doing some raw dog stuff, and so that's gonna be a topic for another discussion, right? So y'all can stay tuned for that show when I go back and talk about that. But I definitely thank you so much for calling in, for sure.
And I appreciate you, sister. And you know what? We older women, you know what? You really is blessed because you know what? You're a young woman spitting this game out. I'm 58 years old, and I dig everything you saying. So you take care, and like the sister said, we want you to always be protective around your space and be careful.
Yes, ma'am.
Because they don't like truth tellers.
Yes, ma'am.
So may God bless and keep you, Sugar. Good night.
Thank you. Good night. All right, y'all. I have enjoyed tonight's show. I have enjoyed everybody that called.
Okay, everybody. Well, this is Moon Goddess 777. I was up here doing a test stream and decided to stream reaction to Pastor P, Queen Maker. Like I said, y'all leave a comment and let me know how y'all think the mic sounds and everything, and let me know how you enjoy the reaction. I'll do more of those reactions to different people. I'm gonna also do a reaction to myself being on a show with my ex husband and everything. I'm gonna do that soon, but I'm still setting up my studio. Like I said, support Maya's Temple of Healing and Unconditional Love. We are accepting donations and volunteers. $ WooGog, Cash App, and also if you want to contact us, Maya's Temple 777 at gmail.com. We getting ready to get out of here soon. Like I said, it's a lot of jewels. Everybody, we have to learn to walk in truth and to face ourselves. And you know what I'm saying? The truth ain't pretty. It's not. I just thought this was interesting. Like I said, when I watched her a few months ago, it was a little rough in them comments because she was actually challenging what Shahrazad Ali was talking about, being submissive and stuff. And I was like, whoa, I used to listen to Shahar. I listened to her. But this lady was making a lot of sense about that stuff based off of the patriarchal mindset. I mean, it makes sense. We grow and we evolve. So, yeah. So, like I said, it's just time for us to come together. I'm gonna end this stream. I was trying to end it. Look, I'm up here raw. I was trying to end it with some music and stuff, but I guess I'll set that up for later. But everybody, like, subscribe, and share, and let me know in the comments what you think. If you want to do some more reactions, I got it so we can come up here and Y'all can join my panel now and everything, and I'm getting my green screen set up and all that good stuff. Should be today, and figuring out how to connect this camera so you can see my face. Like I said, this unconditional love and healing and ascension. That's what it's about. Even the men, it's not many of them, and I don't think a lot of them gonna make it. But like I said, I think this new generation, the millennials on down, the younger generation, those guys are going to be able to come to be in a balance. Like I know a few. I ain't never met one in real life. I ain't never met one that was balanced in real life, but it seemed to be some out here. Like as far as the men that I've seen, like Dr. B Serious and what's his name, Rod Hayes, and a few other ones. They talk about the truth. When you hear them talking the truth about the divine feminine and the God, Mama Water, and what's happening now, and they speaking the truth about the rise of the divine feminine, how the men need to get in line, and how we was in charge of everything, then you kind of know you got to still discern, but you kind of know that's not a patriarchal man, because it's not many like that. Most of these men, regardless of they in the church or they in the Pan-Africanism or they are into spirituality, a lot of them still got them patriarchal layers where they trying to oppress and assert women energy to fuel this system still, So everybody just comment, let me know what you think. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know what you think about this stream and everything. Like I said, if you want to come on the panel, you give your opinion, as long as we respectful to each other, because I'm not trying to be like the other black sectors of YouTube with all that drama and arguing. That's not what I'm about. I as a kid and growing up, I've been arguing with black people and indigenous people all my life. It ain't getting me nowhere. I know everybody love drama, but that's what I'm not about over here. And all that crazy stuff. But if you want to be respectful and we trying to learn something in the sin, you can come on over here and when after we have our discussions, if you want to join the panel. And everybody, this is Moon Goddess 77. I'm out.